Sup, guys and gals, it's me, Iconismus. I stole that intro from Mudahar. But we've got a reaction that we're doing. Bryon Noem Camgirl interview. This has been on my list for a while. I just never got around to it because I was extremely fucking busy. Due to, like, work schedule changes and everything. But, it seems like those are no longer happening now. I made a community post about it because I thought it was going to change how I upload on this channel. But I guess we're not doing that anymore. So... yeah, we can upload as much as we need to now. We're gonna get back on that drama slot grind. And yeah. So yeah, Lydia Love is the person, in case you guys don't remember, at the end of March, early April, I believe, Christine Noem's husband got exposed for being a bit of a gender bender guy. He had a bit of a gender bender fantasy. I think we watched Adam Mockler's coverage of it, because I generally respect and like Adam Mockler as a person. But it seems like Andrew Callahan scored an interview with the actual Camgirl that he was seeing. He was seeing. So I thought this would be a bit of a fun react to do.
What is the
try not to goon on the way
extent of your relationship with Bryon Noem?
He was one of my webcam clients. I had never seen tits that big on a man before.
Well, I mean, they are, there's certainly more real tits than, his, wife's, I guess.
Wanted to be, like, a big titty slut.
Sorry, that might have been inappropriate. My bad, Christine Noem.
And so is it kind of like a...
But then again, she was running ICE for a while, and she was, like, sucking up to Donald Trump, so it's a little bit hard to feel bad for her.
Therapeutic experience?
I guess it was hard on the chest for Mr. Bryon Noem.
For him?
Yeah, he would like say to me like, oh, I've had a really stressful day, and I'd be like, let's have some fun, let's take your mind off of it. People use kink as an outlet. He wanted to be, you know, a bimbo slut.
And would you say he achieved his goal?
I would say yeah, absolutely. The tits really stood out. I deal with guys dressing up like women every day. I don't deal with those big ass titties every day. He would say...
I guess it's kind of, like, interesting from her perspective because, like, you know, ultimately, like, you know, he's paying her for the services and she, you know, she's the kind of person that probably gets, I mean, like, cam girls, unfortunately, and sex work in general, they get paid to deal with a lot of bullshit. And so you're dealing with tons of horny guys, you're dealing with tons of, like, all kinds of different kinks, and you're basically dealing, yeah, you have to get paid to put up with a lot of bullshit and a lot of, like, loser men.
Things
seems like Bryon Noem was one of those loser men, and then like fucking Christine Noem was acting all shocked about it. She's like, I'm so disappointed. Bullshit. I get the feeling that Christine Noem probably knew about it, and then she just didn't want this to come out because she realized that MAGA would purity test the fuck out of her.
Like, you're making me, like, such a girl, you're making me such a bimbo. And I'd be like, oh, go put your little leggings on, you know, turn around, spank your ass, give me a little kissy face, things like that. I feel like men have a lot of pressure to be like, this is what a man is. Maybe sometimes the most freeing thing to be to a man is not one. They push conservative family values and they don't uphold them themselves. This was an opportunity for...
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's, you know, tons of it's the same logic where tons of conservatives who are extremely homophobic and transphobic jerk off to gay porn and trans porn every single day behind closed doors because they're unable to cope with the fact that they're attracted to these things. And so they have to, like, spend all their time showing so much hate on the outside. Whether that's due to upbringing and trying to live up to that upbringing, or if it's just because they can't accept what they are.
For me to be like, look, they hate trans people.
Or both.
Well, and I know it's not the same as being trans, but her husband has tits on, so.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely liked a little bit of gender bending.
My name is Andrew Callahan, and you are watching channel...
I wonder if Christine Noem secretly likes it. I wouldn't doubt it. Like, she claims to be disappointed by it, but I don't know. I wouldn't doubt that she, maybe she enjoys her husband having a little bit of boobage on, you know?
5 News.
You always want what you can't have.
The following interview is with notable camgirl and internet personality Lydia Love, aka Your Internet GF, a California-based webcam model who recently made headlines after going public about her online relationship with Christine Noem's husband, Bryon Noem. Christine Noem, who was DHS secretary during Operation Metro Surge in Minneapolis, was and is a major figure of controversy, especially after
because she's one of the leaders of the domestic terrorist organization that is ICE.
The shootings of
which at this point, like, listen, if you want to have a conversation about how ICE wasn't always bad before Trump, like, that's fine. I'm open to those conversations that ICE wasn't, like, always bad. But at this point, Trump has turned ICE and used it for his own personal use to try to push for a third term and as like a personal domestic terrorist organization. That's unfortunately just what ICE has become now, which really sucks.
Preddy and Renee Good at the hands of ICE agents. This chain of events in Minneapolis allegedly prompted an undocumented sex worker to come forward to reporters about Bryon Noem's infidelity, sexual proclivities, and fetishes. Aside from immigration, the anonymous whistleblower also noted that Kristi Noem has been behind a number of trans-discriminatory pieces of legislation, including a gender-affirming care ban for minors, an anti-trans sports law, and a directive to erase preferred pronouns from South Dakota's public universities.
Oh no, God forbid pronouns! God forbid!
I suppose the whistleblower felt that Bryon Noem's behind closed doors sexual preferences were at odds with Kristi Noem's policies, which is interesting. After the first anonymous source came out, multiple women followed, yet none have given a full sit-down on-camera interview until right now.
Oh, and by the way, you guys, All Gas No Breaks, our old show from back in the day, is back. We bought the show back, hired a new cast, shot a new documentary, and it's live right now with our new host, Taji Amin, going undercover, immersed as an adult baby.
I basically urinated in the diaper.
As many of you guys know, All Gas No Breaks kind of...
I'm pretty sure, I think we saw, like, glimpses of this in, like, another Andrew Callahan video. Did I? I might not have reacted to it on the channel, but I did remember seeing it.
Stopped being shown about 5 years ago after a contractual dispute. So the channel is pretty much inactive and we need new people to head on over, show it some love, drop a comment, drop a like, and let the internet algorithm masters know that All Gas No Breaks is back. So I'm going to put the link in the description box and pinned comment of this video. If you can do me a favor, head over and comment, yes, Andrew, this is fantastic, or whatever the hell you want to say. All Gas No Breaks, let's go.
Well, thanks so much for making the time.
Of course.
I really appreciate it. So for those who don't know, can you tell us your name and what it is that you do?
Yeah, my name's Lydia Love, and I've been a webcam model for the last 10 years.
And what made you kind of want...
Yeah, I mean, it's, 10 years, though. It's interesting, like, to actually sustain a Camgirl career for 10 fucking years, or 10 plus years, that must mean that she really is popular, and that, like, tons of guys really enjoy seeing her.
to get into this
She must make a really good living off of it.
field?
I mean, like, my opinion of sex work is just, like, you know, I don't really parade sex work. I don't really, like... you know, go out of my way to be like, yeah, you go, girl, you slay, whatever. I'm also not going to shit on sex work either. I'm not one of those, like, cringe incels on Twitter that just shits on women for doing OnlyFans, because I also think that's kind of cringe, and it's very insecure to shit on women for doing that, in my opinion, and I think it makes you less of a man. But, like, again, like, I have, like, an indifference about it, you know what I mean? Because, like, sex work is it really, like, any work that's going to contribute to the economy? I don't really think so, necessarily. I don't have that opinion. And I'm sure some people might disagree with me on that, and that's fine. But, like, ultimately, like, it's one of those jobs where it doesn't really... I mean, I guess the only thing that's, like, productive to society is that it, like... it's, like, some form of therapy, I guess, for some men. Or some women, even. But, yeah. The problem is that, like, for a lot of women, like, they do work hard doing it, you know? You gotta be willing to spread some cheeks to actually do the work, you know what I'm saying? And it's dehumanizing for a lot of them. And you kind of have to dehumanize yourself. The market's very oversaturated. It's hard to put yourself out there. There's tons of people there. Yeah, it's tough.
Honestly, money. Initially, I was working at Taco Bell, and I saw girls on Twitter posting that they had money and cute apartments, and I was like, I gotta make it out of Taco Bell.
What position were you working at Taco Bell?
I was a cashier. They didn't trust me to make the food, so I was the cashier, and then I worked the closing shift.
What do you think you would have done if you didn't take this route?
Well, I did get my CNA license, and so I worked with Alzheimer's patients, and I loved it, but the money was just so bad, I had to move on.
And as far as the online following, was that something that you were able to build pretty quickly? Or?
I was like a weird, cute girl that posted like funny things on Twitter back in the day. Locally, I had a following, and then it kind of just evolved into, hey guys, like I'm selling pictures, send me $25 and I'll send you some nudes or whatever. And then, yeah, it just evolved.
How large is your following?
It's always how it happens. It's also kind of how that happens with a lot of different works. Like video editing is a good example, where you'll start small. Like you could be like a kid in high school or a kid in college. I wish I did this personally. Like you offer your services for a very cheap price. You'll be like, hey, I'll edit a video for you for about like $15 or $20 per video. Something like that, right? Like that's a pretty cheap price for a video editor. A lot of more video editors charge way more for that. And then as you get more and more clients, you can up your price to like $30 and $40. You like slowly inflate your prices the more clients that you get, basically. And you also improve your skills the more you continue to work with other clients as well. So really, it's just like a win-win all around.
No.
I don't have the craziest following. I don't know. I feel like in my industry, I'm like a if you know, you know person. Like I don't have millions of followers, but I've been around for a really long time, so.
So the golden question of the hour, or the week really, is what is the extent of your relationship with Bryon Noem?
Well, we don't have one anymore. But he was one of my webcam clients for about 1.5 to 2 years. I don't know like strictly like when he came in, but.
How did you first come into contact with him?
He came in my chat room. I make most of my money going private with people, so it's like a one-on-one experience, and he took me private. He was talking in my chat, and then kind of what usually happens is I treat him like every other client. I didn't know who he was, and so I just said, you want to have some fun and exclusive, and he took me.
And how did it go?
Well, I've said this before. I had never seen someone with, can I cuss? Like, is that okay?
You can say whatever the fuck you want.
Okay, perfect. I had...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, what's nice about Andrew Callahan is that, like, he just lets the people speak. Like, he never interrupts that. Like, Andrew Callahan, personally, is, like, one of the best interviewers I've ever seen. I've only ever done one interview on this channel, and that's the Alchemist Area interview. And, like, watching back on it, there's definitely a lot of things I could have done better. I feel like I accidentally cut him off a lot. I feel like I accidentally made it about myself at times, a lot of times, actually. And so, like, there's definitely, like, watching back on the Alchemist Area interview, there's definitely a lot of things I could have improved at, for sure. I definitely, like, I tried to prepare for it, but I definitely, if I ever were to do another interview on this channel, which I'd be open to it, if there's, like, any controversy and if people are willing to have, like, a conversation on the channel. If there's ever an opportunity for it, I definitely would allow for that sort of thing to happen. But what's nice about Andrew Callahan is he just lets the people speak, and I think he's like one of the best interviewers, and he just lets them, it comes across like you're more authentic. So being allowed to curse on the, I guess, like, interview is just nice.
Never seen tits that big on a man before. So immediately it was burned into my brain.
So what were those things?
Okay, this is what's crazy to me because I actually thought he had a breastplate because I've seen guys, sorry, I've seen guys come in and they have breastplates and it's like, have you seen them?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, they're like silicone tits. I thought that he had just like the most massive ones I've ever seen. I'm like, God, those must have been like $2,000. I guess they were just balloons and I was tricked, so. They
probably were balloons, and then he just like added a little bit of nipple and made sure that you could see right through them just so you could really get a taste for Christine Noem's husband.
Because they had nipples too, and they were like lopsided, but I just thought, I don't know, he got it from like Temu or something. Like.
And did he
Temu
explain to you why he had those in?
Well, he wanted to.
Because his wives were not doing enough for him, clearly.
Be like a big titty slut, so.
And would you say he achieved his goal?
I would say yeah, absolutely.
In what sense?
I think that he wanted to be like.
Well, I mean, this gets into like a weird conversation because like how much, like, because there's a lot of client confidentiality, and I feel like that's very important for this kind of work. So like, how much can she really reveal that's not already public, I guess?
Like feminine.
I guess now that it's public, she can feel more inclined to talk about it more, I guess. I don't know.
And he wanted to feel sexy and slutty, and I think that whenever he came to me, he got to be that.
What sort of things did you guys talk about?
I typically get like straight into the sessions, so we had like small talk, like how are you, how was your day, how's the weather, like, you know, dumb things like that, and then we just got straight into it. He wanted to show off for me. He wanted to wear his little leggings and like turn around. He liked being told to put the leggings on. And
so is it kind of like a therapeutic experience for him?
I think so, actually. Like, sometimes I feel like I'm a therapist.
I mean, no, that's what I've been saying. Dude, it's like a form of therapy. So I guess, like, it's productive in that sense. It's not like traditional therapy where you go in, like, a building complex and then you see, like, a therapist and you talk about your mental health. But, like, this is, like, a form of therapy, which is, like, oh, man. It really just, like, to me, it just, like, makes me ask, how many more conservatives are like this? How many more people that like are in conservative families that feel so restricted and closeted that they can't be themselves? And he actually felt like that was the only time he could be himself in private.
These people, because I specialize in femdom and like a bunch of other kinks too, but I feel like I'm a really open-minded person. And so people use kink as an outlet. Yeah, he would like say to me like, oh, I've had a really stressful day. And I would be like, well, just let's have some fun. Let's take your mind off of it.
How much does it cost for the client?
So to go exclusive, like just one-on-one where he could share his camera, it's about $25 a minute. It varies though, because sometimes on certain platforms it's a bit less. Sometimes I'm feeling like, oh, I'll just do the session, $10 a minute, but it fluctuates 10 to 25, but the site that he was on, he paid 25.
And how many minutes do you think y'all spent together?
Well, each session was like 10 to 15 minutes. It wasn't a crazy long one because some people want to go for hours. Like there's someone who pays that rate for like 12-hour sessions. It's ridiculous, but his was like 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
So pretty brief.
Yeah.
How would you compare him to other clients in the femdom field?
I just have to say, like, the tits really stood out because like I deal with guys dressing up like women every day. I don't deal with those big ass titties every day. Like when I saw them, I mean, it's like burned in your brain because there's certain clients that, not to be mean, but like you don't really remember.
Yeah.
I like specifically remember.
Well, I mean, again, like I don't think that's like necessarily mean. I think that's just because like you've been doing this for 10 years and so you're not going to remember every single client. But I guess you'll be familiar with them the more they show up, I suppose, or the more frequent they are.
His leggings and his tits and stuff. He was a bit like, I don't want to say pushy sometimes, but like he knew what he wanted. He wanted to be, you know, a bimbo slut. He wanted to be told. So if I wasn't like staying in that direction and maybe I wasn't.
It's just so crazy. Like, because like there was a whistleblower that like leaked the fuck out of this. And like, again, I don't buy Christine Noem's excuse that she was disappointed when she found this out about her husband. Like, I just don't buy that for a second. Like, she obviously like knew behind the scenes and she was hoping that this would never come out. She tried to bury it as much as possible, but she looks really bad. But this was like, this happened after Christine Noem was let go by Trump.
Giving him exactly what he wanted. He wasn't afraid to be like, tell me to do this, tell me to do that. And I don't know, that's somewhat common in online femdom, but.
When he says tell you to be a little slut, like he's asking you to instruct him, just like, hey, tell me to be a little like whore or whatever.
Sorry, yeah, exactly.
So he says, hey, ma'am, can you please tell me to be a little whore?
Yeah, he's like, ma'am, can you please just make me your little slut? And I'm like, yeah, who am I to deny a man of that, you know?
And then they kind of switch, like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, like, you know, they have like a split persona where they're just like, okay, thank you very much. Like, I'm a whore.
Well, I feel like he already comes in my chat room in that mindset, you know, he's already in slut mode. And then I just like take it to the next level. I'm like, how can we get you sluttier? And so people come to me to get sluttier.
And how do you turn up the sluttiness with someone like Bryon Noem?
It's very... I feel like Andrew has to be a little bit careful here. Like, he's getting a little bit too... like, the goon in his brain is turning on a little bit too much here, my guy. You're like, you really want to get down to the nitty-gritty details of how, you know, Bryon Noem is like, hey, bro, how do we get the sluttiness turned up? How do we get these balloons to feel more slutty? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I never saw him. This is why I thought it was like a breastplate or something. I never saw him without his little tight little crop top. But telling him to put the leggings on, he'll be like, I have my leggings right here. And I'd be like, oh, go put your little leggings on, you know, turn around, spank your ass, give me a little kissy face, things like that. Yeah, just kind of like
And he did all those things, bro. You're telling me there was a time where he did all those things behind Christine Noem's back and Christine Noem had this in her closet the entire time. Bro, I can't, like, personally, I don't care. Like, he can fucking explore himself and it doesn't affect me at all. So I personally could care less what the fuck he does behind closed doors. But I can't imagine the reaction on MAGA's face when they found out that, like, Bryon Noem was a freak behind the scenes. And when I say freak, bro, dude was freaky. Like, he could not act in his MAGA echo chambers.
instructing him on.
They must have called him a heretic. I can't wait for Asmongold's take on this. Yeah, guys, this guy's a heretic. This guy's disgusting. He's a disgusting to the rest of us. He makes the rest of us look bad. We need to hang him on the streets. He's a terrorist. We need to charge him with felonies while he's in the grave and stuff like that. That's what Asmongold would say, probably.
What to do in those aspects, yeah.
And was he calling himself a woman during this experience?
He would say things like, you're making me like such a girl, you're making me such a bimbo. So yeah, I will say I don't think that he didn't come off as someone who wanted to be a woman like full time. Very much like he was exploring a kink, yeah.
What do you think psychologically was happening behind the scenes that made him want to jump into that world?
Well, my opinion on the whole world, not him aside, is I feel like men have a lot of pressure to be like, this is what a man is. And society really tells them, like, if you don't fit into exactly this, you're not a fucking man. And then it gives them all these complexes inside. And so I think maybe some.
Oh yeah, especially in like conservative like upbringing as well, where a lot of this kind of kink stuff, like people are so vanilla when it comes to like conservatives. Like again, like a lot of them believe in a magical apple curse and like there's no sex before marriage or whatever. He just probably grew up under that understanding, and he probably maybe at a certain point he developed these kinks and then he just never wanted to be open about them until now the entire internet has access to them.
Sometimes the most freeing thing to be to a man is not one. To be like, you know what? Fuck all of that pressure. Fuck my job. I just want to be a girl. Because, I mean, the grass is always greener, right? Like, women have their own struggles, but he probably thought, like, oh, this is just nice and fun and I can have tits, so.
Yeah. So the patriarchal structure and expectation, you feel like create a pressure valve and it just cracks.
That's what I think. Like, honestly, that's what I think. That's my opinion. I think that, like, men have a lot of unnecessary pressure on them and, like, the definition of what being a man is, so.
What do you think are some of those key points of pressure that men face?
Oh, I don't really know. I don't know. I don't know if I have a good answer for this one.
I guess you could say, like, I mean, I guess the typical, like, nuclear family archetype is, like, he has to protect the wife and go out and get the money.
I would say that, yeah. Like, a lot of people are pushed in the direction, women are too, of, like, you know, you need to get married and have kids by 25 and have a solid job, and if you don't, then, like, you're not a fucking man, and that's just not everyone's journey.
Yeah, and it's also just, like, unreal, especially nowadays when so many kids are, like, going through COVID, or, like, have gone through COVID, sorry, excuse me. Thank God they're not still going through COVID. But yeah, so many kids have gone through COVID, and I really do feel like that stunted the maturity on so much of my generation, myself included even, honestly. Like, I feel like COVID took the trajectory of my life and pushed it in a way that wasn't really, I guess, ideal. You know, it's hard to know what life would have been like if COVID never happened. You know, we could think of all these like hypothetical scenarios. We probably still would have struggled just in a very different way, or a way that I wouldn't have expected. So we are where we are now, and, you know, we just have to evolve and try to figure out life, and hopefully my 30s will be better. Some people say your 30s is better than your 20s, and, well, I hope they're right, we'll say.
So.
Have you ever heard of the archetype of the betrayed partner before?
No, what is that?
It's oftentimes when men fit into that mold and they go out and they get the bread, the bacon, they bring it home, they take care of the wife and kids, and she cheats on them. It kind of like creates a lot of trauma in them, and that's the betrayed partner archetype.
I mean, yeah, betrayal is difficult. There is something I kind of wanted to bring up about, like, how she was in the news for, like, cheating on him, right?
So she had a public affair with Trump aide Corey Lewandowski that had been widely covered by the press. They had like
I'm pretty sure wasn't this like rumored, but then they investigated it and they realized that it was like an actual affair. So it's very clear that Christine Noem and her husband have a lot of issues in their marriage, and so like he wanted to explore stuff. I think the only reason they're staying together is either for the money or the kids. Like there's no way that they love each other at all. They are very unhappy in their marriage, clearly.
Cabin together at some like presidential retreat. Yeah. She was sitting on his lap at Mar-a-Lago, as reported by the press, and she deliberately, you know, maybe casting her husband to the side. And this was publicized in the media, so imagine how that probably made him feel, like everyone knows your wife is cheating on you.
Yeah, I have a theory about this, and I don't know, it's hard for me to like speak, because like I don't know, like this is just my opinion, but if there was like a Venn diagram of like men that are into like sissification, bummification, and like being a cuck, it would be like a perfect circle probably.
Yeah, I guess that's an interesting way to look at it. I don't know if he had a cuckold fetish necessarily. He might. You know, listen, Bryon Noem is a freaky man, so maybe he does have a cuckold fetish. I don't know if it's necessarily that, though. I think it's just like he had this kink. He had this kink like way before Christine Noem was like cheating on him.
So I feel like maybe he like knew, and they just didn't want it to be out.
He knew that Christy was cheating on him.
I think, like, my opinion, yes, I think so. Because it's just really common, like, yeah, for people in, like, the bimbofication scene, sissification scene, like, they want their wives to fuck other people.
I want to clarify some of these terms because I think that the mainstream public watching this might not know the difference between some of these things.
Okay.
So what is bimbofication?
So typically, it can either be, like, if it's a woman that's into it, like, she really wants to be, like, what she defines as the ideal woman. Huge tits, a huge ass, giant fake lips, like, I don't know, like what the average person thinks a porn star is, like, you know, really bright blonde hair and just very...
Like Pamela Anderson.
Yeah, but like to an extreme.
Okay.
Yeah. Men that are into it, they want to be that, so.
In that process, what are some of the things they do to themselves?
Like men or women?
Men.
Well, they, want to have their tits. I feel like I've experienced more people that are into sissification, which is like a bit different, but bimbofication, I think that's why he stood out to me because he...
Well, sissification is like, I feel like that wouldn't drag queen be like a sissification more than anything? Like, I think that technically counts because it's like what? Like, drag queens are just like mostly, I would say mostly gay guys who like dress up as like women or like women personas or feminine personas, we'll say. And they do like all kinds of performances. There's like DJs, there's like, there's Drag Race, there's all that stuff. And then of course you have conservatives like yelling and saying that they're grooming children, which is insane, of course. You got them defending Donald Trump, who's most likely on the Epstein list.
He wanted to be a bimbo so bad. It's just really kind of like making yourself your ideal feminine. So for him, it was leggings, a tight top, and sometimes lip gloss and big tits.
But it often happens behind closed doors as opposed to something like a gender transition.
That's like a distinction I want to make is like it's not the same as being transgender. Like these people, they don't, sometimes though I have had clients be like...
Well, I think there's a lot of overlap, right? There's a lot of like dysphoria of like your body, and there's also a lot of like fantasies of wanting to put on like feminine clothes and stuff. So I don't, while it's not the same thing, I definitely think that there's like a lot of overlap. But I'm pretty sure like a lot of trans people talk about how they've always had feelings of dysphoria and feeling like they weren't born in the right body.
Oh, I actually explored...
Like ever since they were at like the very, very young age. It's just that they wouldn't be able to consent to actually getting like HRT until they're like the age of consent at least, which is like 16 in most states.
And I realized that I'm trans, and I'm like, cool, good, do your thing, good for you.
Yeah.
But it's not always like that, yeah.
And when you were talking to him, was there any idea that he was somebody prominent?
No, and I treat like all of my clients the same, and so it was just, it's crazy looking back and being like when I first realized it was him, I was like, oh, that is wild, because I really just treated him like any other client. Like my best friend knew him as my big titty client, so.
He didn't talk about his personal life at all?
No, and here's the thing. He told me he was married, but there's parts of my job that if I like pursue it, it would make me uncomfortable. So if I start talking about people's marriages and their home, like I don't want to hear about their kids. I don't want to hear about their wives. And unfortunately, a lot of times men want to talk badly about their wives, or they want to tell me that I'm better than their wives. And I just think that's like personally awful. And so if they say I'm married, I'm just like, cool, good for you, do your thing. Like,
but you have to remain in character, so you might say, chill out, little slut, be positive.
Like, shut up, you little slut, don't tell me that. I'll usually just be like, oh, cool, and then move on. So anyways, how are your tits doing today,
So on the other hand as well, client privacy is something you take pretty seriously.
Yeah, it is. Like, and when this came out, people were really on me about like, you're terrible for outing this person or whatever. And I wasn't the one that originally outed him, but there's other notable people that are into like sissification, bimification. I would never in a million years out them. Like that's not how I'm building my career. Like,
well, it makes sense because again, like client confidentiality again is very important in this like line of work. And so, like, if you out somebody, chances are they're probably never going to want to, like, pay for you again. That also affects your business. And you've been doing this for 10 years, so I feel like Lydia, of all people, would understand the importance of not trying to out her clients because, that's how she makes her money, and that's important. If it's a form of... Again, it's a form of therapy. You have to have client confidentiality when it comes to, irregular therapy. So if this is a form of therapy, you also have to have client confidentiality for the same exact reasons. It makes sense.
I think it's really, I can't imagine betraying someone like that, especially someone who's a public figure and thinking like, just because you have a following, you're not a human. And so I get to just expose all your kinks. I would never do that. Like, I think it's important.
What are some of the things that people said to you when they were sending you hate messages?
Surprisingly, most of the hate was from my own industry. Actually, in the bimbo community, they were pretty mad at me. I got a hate message from one girl, and she was like, you weren't the only one whose bills that he was paying. You have a lot of enemies now, and we're pissed that you ruined our cash cow. So she called him a cash cow, yeah. And then they were just like going off, like saying that I violated like some unspoken rule in the sex work industry,
which doesn't make any sense because she wasn't the one that originally outed him. It wasn't her that leaked it, so she wouldn't have been the one violating about it. She's basically talking about what's already public, so I feel like she can talk about it now a little more because it's already out there.
I've really upheld it. This is just a really like specific case. And it's like, I didn't violate HIPAA. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. Like, if I want to say he had big titties and he, shook them for me, okay.
How did you respond to those messages?
I tried to meet that girl that like went off on me. I tried to kill her with kindness. I was just like, hey, I'm like, sorry. Like, I didn't want to lose, like, I wouldn't want to lose a client either. Like, I totally understand. I just had to ignore it. But I'm not really used to having like people making opinions of me, really. Yeah. Like, I kind of keep like a low profile and I just do my thing. And so, yeah, it got to me, but.
Yeah. Who was the most...
Well, I feel like if anything, like she benefits from this at the very end, right? Like, yeah, sure, there's obviously going to be a lot of people hating on her. I feel like it's mainly the conservative crowd that's going to fucking hate on her just because of like, oh, you ruined their reputation, right? It's probably going to be mainly conservatives that are shitting on her just because she does sex work. A lot of them are not particularly fond of sex work. Like, Tectone's audience and Asmongold's audience are full of incels, and they shit on OnlyFans women constantly. So I wouldn't doubt that those are the main target audience that are going to be going after her for this. I don't particularly think that she is the... I don't think she is going to fail from this, ultimately. I feel like, if anything, like, once the dust settles and once all the hate, like, slows down, like, she's going to wind up getting more clients from this, if anything, and she's going to be making more money. If I was in her shoes, I'd be like, cha-ching, 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 more money. It's a win, if anything.
Vocal opponent to your decision to speak out against it, or speak out on it?
Just random girls on Twitter, like the femdom community on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was a couple other clients too, right? Or a couple other major service providers or sex workers that he was engaging with, right?
Yeah, and I don't know any of them personally. I saw that another girl came out like the other day. Mm-hmm. Did you see that? Mm-hmm. And he wanted to marry her or something. And
so how did the story leak in the first place?
I actually don't know. It wasn't me. There's rumors in the industry saying that like a woman was an undocumented immigrant and maybe she leaked the story because she found out who he was, or that there's also rumors that he did a chargeback, which is essentially like he tipped someone and then took the money back, and so she was pissed. But yeah, I had no idea what he looked like. There was no way that I would have, until I saw his tits in his face, I was like, that's that dude. But yeah.
And what was your first reaction?
Well, I texted my best friend. I was like, do you remember the guy I told you about in Lake Tahoe? Because I like vividly remember April of last year, I was in a hot tub and I told my best friend, I was like, I have to go do a call with my big titty client, and I was telling her all about it. So I was like, there's no fucking way. There's no way. And so, yeah. I mean, would you forget those tits?
No, I still can't.
I can. No, it's burned in my brain. Yeah. Like, yeah.
And
Who could ever forget? I think the one that's going to remember the most, though, is Bryon Noem. She's going to see that shit and she's going to be traumatized because she's... it's just never going to leave her career, man. It's going to follow her like it would, like, with a pedophile, basically, right? Like if somebody has a pedophile label attached to them, that is going to be attached to them forever. With Bryon Noem, this is going to follow her forever in the MAGA spaces. They're going to look at her like she is the worst thing that ever happened in fucking MAGA. It's insane. Her career took a massive blow from this.
Do you have a political opinion on Bryon Noem and the Trump administration before that?
Well, yeah. I think that the handling of immigration in America is horrendous. And like, I'm not an extremely political person. Like, I don't want to pretend like I'm the most informed, but yeah, I think anyone with a brain has seen what's going down, and it's inhumane. So, yeah.
So,
I mean, yeah, it's, like ICE, again, is a domestic terrorist organization. They're terrorizing people. They're deporting people without due process. They're intentionally putting themselves in situations where they think they can get away with murder, and they effectively are getting away with murdering people. And they're just like, they're a constant terror on this country, and Trump is just using them to push for a third term and to also distract from the fact that he is most likely a pedophile that raped kids on Epstein Island. Most likely.
That factor into your decision to speak on your client?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, I think that there's certain situations where I can choose if I want to keep my discretion, and this is one where I don't really think that he deserves discretion.
Just because of like what his wife has done?
Yeah. And like clearly he stands behind her, like he sat behind her whenever she was getting grilled about things. Like clearly he's on board with everything. So yeah.
You seem like you have a pretty...
It's just funny, honestly. Like, it's hard to feel bad for him and his wife because of how like terrible pieces of shit they are. But it's like, it's funny. It really is just funny just seeing like the purity testing going on in their spaces. Like, you can be a rapist pedophile and you won't get purity tested for that if you're in like these conservative spaces. But the moment you are like a bimbofied, like big titty, like slutified man, suddenly that's enough for you to be like purity tested out of your own fucking spaces. That to me is funny. I don't know. Like, you could call me crazy for that, but that's insane.
pretty solid moral
Because personally, like I said, I don't care that Bryon Noem is into it. I think it's funny because of how much of a shitty person he and his wife are for getting outed in the space, in the spheres that they hang out in. And the reaction they're getting is funny to me, more than anything.
compass. I'm just trying to go into the psychology of that moment, because you have to have known, like, that's a huge story. And you're
okay, this is like what's crazy is it happened so fast, and I don't think that I was familiar with the way that media works, really. So, like, I can honestly say I didn't think this went through. So I saw it, and I commented on it, and I said something to the effect of, you know what, I don't even care about admitting he was one of my clients because fuck his wife's politics. Like, yeah. 2 reporters reached out to me, and I think I might be a bit jaded to this world because I see guys dress as women every day of my life. And so to me, I'm like, it's like driving a car. It's like I drive my car and I tell guys to wear panties. Like, it's nothing. When they reached out to me, one person was really nice. It was this girl, and we sent like Instagram audios back and forth, and I was like, yeah, I don't really care. I didn't think that it would be a big deal because I was like, the story already broke. Right. Like, someone already leaked it. So I'm like, oh, I'm just chatting. And then there was another reporter, and no hate, like, he was fine, like, whatever, he was respectful, but he was really on it. Like, I told him, I was like, oh, I have to go to bed, because he was in London or something, and so he was like, he called me on X, which I didn't even know that you could call people on X.
I didn't know that either.
That's actually crazy. I didn't know that either as well. Bro, what the fuck? These people are so online. Like, fucking calling people on Twitter?
I was like on my way to a hair appointment, like, what? Okay, I guess I'm gonna answer. So then I just answered because he was really on it, and we had like an open.
Does it work similarly to how you can go like live on Twitter as well? Because I know Twitter has like a live streaming thing you can do there too.
Conversation, but I fully didn't think that it would, like, seeing me on Instagram tied to this story. I didn't go into it thinking that was gonna happen. I just thought, oh, I'll have this little conversation. I really, when I made the tweet, thought like, oh, my followers would see it and think it's funny, and like my friends, we'd have a little laugh about it, the ones that know about him. But yeah.
So this is your first video appearance, speaking about the situation.
Oh yeah, no, I've ignored, like, after I did those first 2, ignored everyone. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. What made you want to talk to Channel 5?
I feel like you guys would give me like a fair shot and put like a good perspective on it, like humanize it a bit.
Yeah. That's why Andrew Callahan is so fucking great, dude. Bro, Andrew Callahan, your stocks are up. You know, like Lydia Love, she denied every other interview, but she wanted to go on your interview. That's got to make Andrew feel good.
I think
stocks are up.
A lot of times people don't want to talk to sex workers. They want to talk about sex workers, so I think it's cool that you guys are down for that.
What do you think is the most misunderstood thing about your line of work?
Well, I think that we just get dehumanized a lot. Like, I just think that...
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, the market is, like, oversaturated. The guys are horny. They don't particularly care for these women because they want to, like, rub one off, obviously. It's just... I mean, like, yeah, you kind of have to... And the market's also oversaturated, so you really have to put yourself out there, and you really have to be willing to do things that are, like, way out of your comfort zone. It is dehumanizing work. I'm surprised that Lydia's been doing this for, like, 10 years. Like, God bless.
People view us as like these little robots that just do sexual things, and we don't have our own lives. We're not humans outside of it. And so I would say, yeah, that's a big misconception, is that we just kind of exist for sexual pleasure, which is not the case.
And what are some of the biggest challenges that people in the industry face?
Well, I would say that more people are struggling financially in the adult industry than you would think. And so I would say, like, that's a big one. I think a lot of people jump into it thinking, okay, I'm gonna make $10,000 a month, $100,000 a month, and the average person on OnlyFans makes less than $1,000 a year. So there's that. I also just think like scrutiny from people outside of the industry, like just people being like judgmental and mean to us, discrimination, like housing discrimination, you know, different laws, social media discrimination, things like that. Yeah.
What do you mean by social media discrimination?
We get deleted all the time. Yeah. And are you familiar with SESTA FOSTA? In 1996, there was the Communications Decency Act. Are you familiar with that? Okay, so Section 230 of that states that websites are not responsible for user-generated content, which is why you're able to post on YouTube and YouTube can't get sued for what you post, I think, right?
Yeah,
is that still accurate?
definitely.
Okay. So in 2018, Trump signed a bill that backtracked that and said, actually, if sex trafficking occurs on any sites, then you're responsible. So then from 2018 on, basically anything that can be deemed as sex trafficking gets removed from sites. So Backpage went down. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, and it's now what, Trist and other spots?
Yeah, exactly. Which I don't know how they're working. They must be like not, basically, I don't know.
Or maybe like the litigation, it just takes time and they'll be down in a couple years. Because it's pretty much the same thing as Backpage.
Hopefully not, because like when Backpage went down, you know, they did it under the guise of, oh, let's save sex trafficking victims, but then it just pushed them further underground. And so it's like, people are gonna keep doing that. It's the oldest profession, but it's just gonna make it harder to find. So the reason why, like, well, one of the reasons why sex workers get deleted, even like SESTA FOSTA impacted like gay forums, dating apps, like sexual health websites, just anything.
Damn. Rest in peace to fucking all the right-wingers that are closeted gays that go on that app, too. You know, imagine if they get outed, too. That's going to be even more insane.
Under that umbrella, they can say, oh, this is soliciting sex, so you're deleted. And so, yeah.
And so that's still a problem today.
Yeah.
One of the things that I have seen, which is good though, on the reverse end, is I definitely believe in limiting childhood exposure to pornography.
100%. Yeah, definitely.
So I feel like that's kind of the fine line, because you want to be able to promote yourself, but there's so many kids on social media platforms.
I was a kid on social media, you know, like I know it's wild. Like,
that's a sign that she was fingering herself as a kid. Naughty, naughty. That's not good. Don't do that.
I think
It's okay. I was exposed to pornography as like a 15-year-old as well. So yeah, don't worry. I've had my fair share of fun times as a kid, we'll say.
that it's important for kids to not be exposed to that. I think a lot of
Yeah, it also fucks with your hormones growing up as well, dude. Like I'm willing to make an argument that like pornography addiction is like way worse than like a heroin addiction or like a cocaine addiction. It's actually so fucked how it like messes with your hormones.
it falls on the parents though.
How old were you when you first got exposed to pornography online?
I got a virus on my computer because I was downloading music. Probably like 13. I think it was like from LimeWire or something. Like, yeah.
Yeah, me too. I was trying to go to acdc.com, but I guess I typed like the band, you know?
Yeah.
And I typed it in wrong, and all of a sudden there's all this bondage shit on the screen.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't have that problem anymore. The last time I got a virus was like 2018 or 2019, and that's because I stumbled upon a porn site that had a virus on it, so not my happiest times, but we deal with it as much as we could, you know?
You know what I mean? Like dungeon shit popping up, and I was like, I closed my eyes and like
No.
turned the power off.
Mine was crazy because I had like a little tiny, like really shitty computer that like my grandpa gave me. And I would use my neighbor's Wi-Fi because we didn't have Wi-Fi. And so I'd like have it like holding it up trying to get it. And I remember it just popped up and I was like, what the I like ran into my stepmom's room like, I didn't do this. I didn't download this. So I kind of feel like I was late to it, but yeah.
I would have preferred to not been exposed to it though.
Yeah, no, 100%, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, as a kid, like, if you're a kid and you've never understood the concept of sex, I mean, like, listen, like, kids can be, like, horny gooners, like, hot take. Like, that is a normal thing to, like, explore when you're growing up in middle school or high school. Like, kids are fucking nasty horny gooners. Like, I was a horny gooner kid. I was fucking jorking it at, like, 15. So, like, I get it. That's not a justification for kids to be exposed to that kind of content, but like for a kid who may not be ready to be exposed to that or wasn't even like, you know, wanting to be exposed to that, especially when it's a computer virus, like, yeah, that can definitely be traumatizing. I could see it.
Well, and I was on Omegle. Do you remember that site?
Yeah, so much dudes jacking off. So many dudes jacking off.
But to me, that wasn't like, to me, that wasn't like porn to me because like you would just get on with your friend. That was like so much fun. Like,
well, a lot of people unfortunately used it as like a, I guess, substitute for a porn site or like a Camgirl site, and it wasn't really regulated, especially considering that Omegle was 18 plus, but nobody gave a shit that it was 18 plus. People bypassed that shit immediately. There's like so many kids that go on Omegle or all the substitutes to Omegle now because the original Omegle shut down. So now like Omi TV is a thing. You have like the Monkey app. I forget. There's like a couple of other substitutes for it.
you sleep over with your friends and you get on Omegle and you like skip through people.
Yeah, chat roulette was pretty fun too. Same concept.
Yeah, exactly.
But it would have been nice to have my first kiss in like 6th or 7th grade without like having seen bondage beforehand.
Yeah.
You know, because I think there's certain, it sort of taints the human experience.
I know, I agree with you because I started doing like I had my first kiss late. I started doing sexual things late, but I had seen porn before. That is really interesting. I didn't think about that. Like, what would have been like if I didn't know that, you know, that existed. It was just pure,
What do you think it would have been like?
I don't know if it would be much different, to be honest, but
I think the experience of early human intimacy would have been more exciting, probably.
yeah, like more pure, I guess.
Yeah, but I guess, you know, on the other hand, you talked about the trafficking thing. OnlyFans has enabled you to work outside the mainstream system.
Yeah.
So it's the opposite of trafficking.
Yeah, I mean, I work for myself. I don't have any management or anything. Like, I know agencies are popular nowadays. I don't have it. I just do my thing. Yeah, I'm really thankful for it. Like, I love that I can just hop online and make money that way, and I don't have to see anyone in person. I think that's a privilege, really.
You know, honestly, in a weird way, that's actually like kind of nice to have because it's just like, you know, you already have the established platform and you already have like an established way to make money. So that's got to be like there's got to be something nice to not have to work for somebody and you could be like self-employed and you never have to worry about yourself getting fired because it's you at the end. You're also putting a lot of work in as well. I respect the grind, honestly. I got to respect it.
Has like the independent contractor game, like OnlyFans and stuff, overtaken mainstream at this point?
I would say so, yeah. I think that, I mean, I have a lot of respect for like the pro porn industry, and I think that it pioneered like what I do today, you know, like camming wouldn't exist if there wasn't people making porn in the fucking 60s, 70s, you know? So I kind of feel like if people are doing mainstream porn now, it's like for the love of the game, really.
Yeah.
It's like, they don't really have to be. Like they can make an OnlyFans and figure out how to blow up
You
that
think
way.
they're just like chasing the mythology of like the Burbank dream? You know, like you ever seen those movies in the Valley in the 90s before the condom ban when it was just like adult theaters everywhere and they had that like crazy red light vibe?
Yeah.
That would have been a good time to be a journalist.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like you would have made fire videos down there. Yeah.
Thank you. Now, femdom sissy sub kinks aren't the only thing that people hide from their spouses, which is why I'm here to switch gears for a bit and talk about credit card debt. Today's
Hey guys, you know what we do. You know, every time we react to a video, we always got to watch all the ads. So that's what we're going to be doing this time.
podcast is sponsored by PDS Debt. If you're carrying any balance on your credit cards right now, it's costing you money every single day. That's how compounding interest works, bro. And minimum payments aren't designed to get you out of debt. They're literally designed to keep you stuck paying interest forever. But guess what? PDS Debt is the way out. They can reduce up to half of what you owe on credit cards, personal loans, and medical bills. And it all starts with a free 30-second assessment at pdsdebt.com/channel5. Here's how it works. You go to the site and answer a few questions. Like I mentioned, takes about 30 seconds. Then PDS uses that data to go beyond the numbers and build a plan that actually fits your life. No minimum credit score required. Zero credit impact. How about instead of juggling 4 or 5 different payments a month, you get one lower monthly payment? And guess what? Your savings start the day you complete the assessment. They've got customized options for anyone struggling with credit cards, personal loans, collections, or medical bills. PDS Debt, thousands of 5-star reviews, A+ rating on the BBB, top rated in the industry. If I didn't have so many generous supporters like you guys who believe in independent journalism here at Channel 5, PDS Debt is what I'd use to get out of the credit card debt I'd surely be in a different life. So right now, get your free 30-second personalized assessment.
Gotta say, I can't really relate to this because I haven't invested into a credit card. I have a debit card. That's what I mainly use. So I can't relate. I feel like banks on purpose like try to get you to buy credit cards just so you can be as careless with them as possible. It's a pretty nasty business strategy that banks try to do. But I don't know. I mean, like if you can invest in one and you know what you're doing, I suppose it's fine. Like no judgment from me. But I don't know. I've never really seen a reason to invest in one anytime soon.
assessment today at pds.com/channel5. One more time, get your free 30-second personalized assessment today at pds.com/channel5. The longer you wait, the more it's costing you. All right, let's get back into this juicy bimbification scandal. I want to know more about your justification or rationalization for speaking out.
Well, I just feel like they push conservative family values and they don't uphold them themselves. And I don't want to come off as negative. I kind of feel like when it comes to politics and the government, there's not really much that I can do as an individual. I just feel like I can't really change much. But what I
think that's relatable. I mean, like, realistically, there's only so much us as individual human beings can do, really. Like, we just, like, I mean, again, especially considering that she's a cam girl, you know, like, and I'm not trying to be an asshole, but it's like, a lot of conservatives are not going to take her seriously because of her line of work. They're going to look at her and go, who the fuck are you? You're just some random cam girl. You don't contribute anything to society. That's what they would say. A lot of people could argue the same thing for me, you know? I'm just some random fucking dude online that just reacts to videos, and I make lazy as fuck content. So, yeah, I mean, that's, they can easily flip that on any one of us. We can only do so much to make change. So I feel that.
Took this is an opportunity for me to do something in some way where I can hold up a mirror to them and be like, look, you're hypocrites. These people are hypocrites. These people that are telling you to be one way and passing laws, you know, against being trans and, you know, being horrific to immigrants and things like that, they're not upholding the values that they're telling all of us to have. So if I feel powerless when it comes to the government, but I have an opportunity to make a little statement, yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, it's like one of those things where it's like, it's just ironic because they hate trans people so fucking much. And I swear to God, conservatives talk about trans people more than anybody else. When there's nothing to talk about, when there's a content drought or like just like anything, they just pivot back to trans people being bad or whatever. Like, I swear to God, they talk about trans people more than leftists do. Like, for the party that hates them so much.
I feel like you're helping to increase transparency.
Yeah.
Transparency. I see what you did there, Mr. Callahan. You slick motherfucker.
Because, like, this is just a small glimpse into what we really never know what's going on in someone's bedrooms or someone's house even, you know? So this was an opportunity for me to be like, look, they hate trans people. And I know it's not the same as being trans, but her husband has tits on. So, yeah.
And
I mean, that's facts, though. He wishes he could have titties.
Are you worried that this is going to affect your future clientele?
No, I'm not. Like, I don't live for money. Like, I'm thankful for it, and I'm thankful that I get to travel and do what I want. But, like, if I lost all my clients tomorrow because of this, I would just find the next thing to make me happy.
That's awesome.
I think that...
I wish I could live that way. That'd be nice.
A lot of people, though, think it's fucking cool.
I'm curious to know what her secret is to be so carefree at life. Maybe she'll talk about it a little more later in this interview.
Like, I've had a lot of clients reach out, and, like, ones that I would never, but if I wanted to expose them and make my name bigger, I would fucking never do that to them. They're like, oh, like, I almost got a little worried, but then, like, I see your heart behind it, and I know you, and, like, I just think you're fucking cool, so.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The clients that are gonna be pissed about it, like, all the people on Femdom Twitter were saying, like, I would never out a client. I'm just like, okay, if you want your little Nazi clients, like, do your thing. Like, I don't need them, you know?
I just can't believe this keeps happening.
What do you mean?
Like, homophobic, anti-trans politicians, just every time.
No, yeah, it's like fork found in kitchen. Like,
no, again, like, I'm telling you, dude, like, people that are transphobic or people that, like, hate gay people, if you hate something so fucking much, there is a thin line between love and hate. You probably jerk off to that thing. Not that long ago, there was this fucking VTuber that was, like, sweeping for Nux Taku, and she's, like, super MAGA, and she was, like, refusing to educate herself on, like, the Discord leaks from Nux Taku, which are no longer publicly available after Nick Andros made a very, like, methodical takedown of Nux Taku. It was an incredibly good video, like, showcasing how Nux Taku is an insanely bad person, and he just didn't care about a kid getting groomed in his fucking Discord. Leaflet refused to educate herself on it, and, like, she constantly went off about how, like, kids are better off being in her Discord, because she got exposed for very similar things. Like, kids in her Discord were being exposed to lolicon content. And she says it's better that than, like, trans people exposing and grooming these kids. Meanwhile, Leaflet's mom had a porn history of trans people. And I'm just like, dude, What did I tell you? What did I fucking say, man? These people are degenerates behind the scenes. These haters, these like homophobic, transphobic people, these people are fucking degenerates behind the scenes. I'm telling you.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, it almost feels like a tired trope that just keeps coming back to life.
No, it won't stop, and it's never gonna stop. And okay, I have clients that will come to me, and I feel like if people follow me, they know where I stand politically, but I'm not someone who's like extremely out there, you know? I just have common sense if either side is, you know? Yeah. But people will come to me and ask me to degrade them for being Trump supporters, like all the time. Or like people will come to me and be like, I'm a cop, like can you make fun of me and things like that. And it's like,
there's like a kink for that. That's fucking insane. Oh my god. It's so crazy. They can't fucking talk about the fact that they do this either, because like it's just so like the purity testing in MAGA really is by expressing yourself. It's not about whether you're a rapist or a pedophile. No, they don't give a fuck about that. They sweep for Trump that does that shit all the time. And they sweep for Tectone for being a rapist as well. Like, you could be a total fucking weird freak in right-wing spaces and you'll be fine. It's just the, if you express yourself in any way that's like, I guess, LGBTQ or adjacent to that in any way, or that's like sexually promiscuous in this way, that's the part that they draw the line at.
if you're
But yet, believing in a magical apple curse is totally fine to these people, so I don't know.
paying me to do it, why would I say no?
What a fascinating glimpse into the American psyche you have.
It's a lot.
So you know what's really going on.
I know what's really going on, yeah.
So
Dude,
men,
that's actually fucking crazy. That is some like, I actually feel like that is some insane insider info that she dropped, and that is like way more revealing than anybody gives it credit for, or that anybody will give it credit for.
with power, what
But
do
most of MAGA are going to discredit her because she does porn camgirl work.
they really want?
To be dominated by cute girls like me. That's what they want. No, I think it varies really, but a lot of the time, just saying, it's that they want to be dominated, and that's fine. Who am I to deny them of that, right?
So I wonder, like, it all starts from insecurity then, probably. That's why they want power in the first place.
I feel like, yeah, powerful people, they're always chasing like something, right? And it's like, do they keep getting to levels and they're realizing that it doesn't give them the fulfillment that they want? And then they're like, I need to hit up Lydia Love and get walked like a dog. Like, I don't know.
So you can walk them like a dog virtually.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't need to be there.
No, I don't need to be there. No, I'm like a shy person. I want to be inside.
Yeah, we covered an adult baby play date recently.
An adult baby play date.
Yeah.
Were they like adult baby creators?
So we're doing like an all gas.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, I do remember Andrew Callahan was covering this. I just never, I don't think I have a video deep diving it, but it's kind of fucking insane. I'm not gonna lie.
Our old show.
Although I kind of get it. I guess being a baby means you have more access to mommy milkers. I totally understand it completely. I get the struggle.
All Gas No Brakes is coming back, and so we went to a play date with some pretty cool adult babies. They had themselves be blurred out because it's like there's a lot of shame associated with it, and just like a lot of them have regular jobs. They don't want their friends to know.
Of course,
this.
yeah.
But we interviewed a mommy named Mommy Mona, and she was making like $800 an hour, and
Good
she was
for
making
her.
so much because she had just had a kid, so she was actively lactating, and they're drinking breast milk.
No judgment, but that's wild.
But they all had these really high pressure jobs, and that was a very consistent thread.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, I identify as a switch. Like, I would say, like, in my relationships, I like to be a bit more submissive.
Yeah.
I just want my brain off sometimes. I work so hard, I do so much. Like, I completely understand why men that want to be submissive just want someone to take control and just handle it, you know?
Yeah, because the submissive state is a fugue state where somebody's telling you what to do. So you can kind of just exist as sort of this like obedient, like absent person.
Yeah, and whenever you trust someone to do that and like take the lead, there's so much value in that because it's like, wow, I can give myself to this person and I know that they're not gonna hurt me and I can just chill and not think. And being a dom can give you that feeling too, except you're more of like the caretaker. But yeah, there's, I don't know, both ways it's kind of an escape, which is cool.
Is there anywhere that you wouldn't go as a dom?
The fucking things people do for Kinks, man, I swear.
What do you mean?
You know, I thought I was a bit freaky behind the scenes. Like, you know, I've expressed some of the freak on this channel every now and then, but like, you never know how really freaky you are until you see some of the shit that conservatives are into, I swear.
You wouldn't do?
Some of the things that they have to suppress from their general spheres.
Well, nothing illegal or like unconsensual. I don't call people slaves. A lot of people want to be called a slave. That's just something that I think is, well, not judging people. I think it's weird. I don't feel comfy saying that.
Is that because of the context of the transatlantic slave trade in the founding of the U.S.?
Well, yeah, I just think like, I don't know, as a white woman, like, why am I calling people slaves? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think to me, that's never felt like sexy or fun.
Yeah, you wouldn't call a MAGA guy a slave.
No.
Wait, that's so funny. Wait, call a MAGA guy a slave? That would be kind of based. Not gonna. as long as they're not a black MAGA person, then it's okay. I think that's totally reasonable. If it's a black MAGA person, I'd be a little bit, careful.
I don't know. I don't think I would. No, I don't know. But that's what he wanted to be called. But I didn't do it.
Whoa, wait, who?
Bryon, which I actually thought his name was Byron this whole time until last night.
I thought it was till last night too.
Like, because I never read the original article that came out. Like, I read like bits and pieces of it, but last night I was like, maybe I should read like what the girl's story was. I was curious, and I was like, hold on, his name's Bryon, not Byron. This is crazy.
So what were Bryon Noem's top 5 domination techniques? What were the 5 things he liked the most?
Big titties, leggings. He just wanted to be a bimbo, a slut. Like, he wanted tight clothing. So like the leggings, the crop top. We never pursued like the slave thing, like I said, because that's just not what I'm into. I really think that like if I could just overall say what he was into, it was slut encouragement.
And can you show us an example of that?
Like
Just
what I would say to him?
Not me, because I'm not a slut, I'm a reporter.
Okay. You wish, Andrew, deep down. Come on, admit it.
But
Are you sure?
if the slut is here,
She's not a bad-looking person. You come on, Andrew.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to turn around and bend over and give it a nice spank for me.
Okay. Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh, you're doing so good. Wow.
Okay.
Oh, you're the perfect little slut.
Wow.
Okay, if I say something and I don't want it in the interview, can I cut it?
yes.
There's a part of this, and I don't think that I want to like say it publicly, but he was like into men. He liked to like talk about like sucking.
That's fucking crazy. Listen, I love my gay brothers and sisters. I got some gay viewers, but in MAGA spheres, being a gay person is like, well, I guess, there are pick-me gay guys that are like conservatives. Like, I that's not like an entirely unheard of thing. But if you're in like MAGA spheres in particular, and that's information that you're hiding, and people discover that you're gay, that's big. These people hate gay people so much.
Talk and things like that, but I don't think that I should, like, I don't feel comfortable outing that about him.
Well, I guess we can make the decision in post-production if this is in or not. So if it is included, then that means that you thought about it.
Yeah, I just like, something about it, like even like fuck him, okay? But like something about outing someone's sexuality, it like doesn't sit right in my soul.
But I mean, that really adds a lot of flavor and context.
I know.
You know
I
why?
know.
And I can name why real
Okay.
quick. I'm just going to name some things that Christy Noem has
I just
done.
feel like I don't want to get killed.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a valid response considering, like, if you look at violence between the left and the right, it's like right-wing violence is very dominant throughout history. Like, it's not even close. Right-wing violence has been insanely more prevalent than left-wing violence. From a statistic standpoint, that is just a factual thing that you cannot dispute. Like, that's just, like, a real... I'm not saying left-wing violence is completely absent. I'm sure, like, there are instances you can point to. Like, Charlie Kirk's death is, like, an example of left-wing violence. Sure. There's, like, other things you can point to. Probably. Unfortunately, there are a lot of conservatives that like to exaggerate by saying BLM was a violent protest when that wasn't. Yeah, no, it's just one of those things where it's like, you know, she could think that the right might be violent to her for outing all this stuff out. It's possible. I wouldn't doubt it.
Protect you if you decide to leave this in. But I'm just going to name some things that Christy Noem has done in terms of policy.
Yes, let's hear it.
I didn't know about most of this until last night, but I do some research before this kind of thing. So in 2021 in South Dakota, she passed the Religious Freedom Restoration Act, which signed into law allowing business owners to cite religious beliefs as grounds to deny goods and services to people based upon their sexual orientation. So because of her in South Dakota, if you call to order a birthday cake for your wedding or something like that, or a wedding cake from a spot that makes those kind of things, and you say that you're marrying a man, they're allowed to not make it for you. In South Dakota, because of her, you can walk into a bar, and if you're holding a man's hand or you identify as gay, they're allowed to not give you a drink.
It's fucking insane. Bro, like, people talk about how, like, oh, the left is violent to conservatives because they have a different opinion. Bro, fundamentally, if you try to deny people of their rights or you try to discriminate based on the group that they hang out with, that is not a difference in opinion. That is you trying to engage in some level of discrimination. That is not you cannot excuse that as a difference in opinion. That's that's insane to me. That would be no different than being like, oh, you're a white person, and therefore, as a white person, you can't be allowed access to this, or this. You know what I mean? It's no different.
You can...
Not that that would ever happen, because white people, as a collective race, have never been fucking oppressed in history, but still...
Any business owner in South Dakota, because of Bryon Noem, is allowed to discriminate based upon orientation, and they call it the Religious Freedom Restoration Act. Then, in 2021, she passed the executive order on transgender athletes, signing 2 executive orders barring transgender girls and women from participating in all sports. Again, SB 46 in South Dakota, the first governor in the country to sign an anti-transgender sports bill. 2023, she passed something called, I think it was HB 1080, the gender-affirming care ban, signed on February 13th, 2023, banning puberty blockers, hormones, and all surgeries for transgender minors in South Dakota. Also threatened to pull the medical license of any healthcare provider for life who were to administer or advocate for giving that care. In 2023, you're not bored, right?
No, okay, but it's just kind of like, oh my God. Like, I actually didn't know, like, I knew some of this, but no.
It gets even crazier.
I didn't know that it was like so anti-gay and trans.
So this is back for South.
I mean, that's what conservatives have been trying to do. Conservative politicians have actively been trying to strip their rights, and they justify it for a bunch of religious reasons. And it's just fucking crazy that, like, conservatives can believe in a magical apple curse, but they can't believe that a person could be attracted to the same sex or feel like they weren't born in the right body. It's fucking crazy to me. It's insane.
Dakota. 2023, she passed the Drag Show Ban and Pronoun Removal Act, calling for a ban on drag shows at all public university campuses.
Oh no, I can't say I, me, or my anymore for pronouns. Oh no! God damn, that's terrible.
And that is like mind-blowing to me.
It is fucking crazy that they're trying to remove pronouns though. Like what? Like, can I not say me or I or whatever or we? Like, are those just prohibited now?
Like, don't listen to these fucking people.
She also created a whistleblower hotline for students, faculty, parents, and taxpayers to report violations. So if someone were to say they were they, them, or wear drag at a public university campus, a public library, anywhere owned by the state, they had a hotline where that person could then be prosecuted.
I'm just like, who gives a fuck? If you want to identify as whatever what does that do to me? What does that do to you? If I said I wanted to be anything, like, would it change your life? Like, that's crazy. A whistleblower hotline for that is like kind of wild.
I got a couple more, but first I want to agree, because what would make you that passionately negative about this group of people?
Resentful towards your husband of 30-something years.
Yeah. I mean, in a way, I do think that the Republicans, like, have incentive to put, like, the culture war above the class war, because they need the 99% divided. Otherwise, they can't maintain power.
Yeah.
So I feel like the trans sports thing is a very small issue. It matters to people who play sports and are trans, but there's very few of those.
What I think, though, is, like, because I grew up in a really conservative city, and a lot of people, it's just something to talk about. It's like they're doing, like, clickbait in real life. You know, it's like, oh, those trans people in the sports, and did you hear about this wrestler? And it's like, you want to...
It's such a boring conversation of just, like, constantly talking about trans people in sports over and over and over again. It is like one of the most boring conversations ever. Like, yes, should trans people be participating in women's sports, and do they have an inherent biological advantage? Sure. Yeah, sure. They do. But, like, of all the things to politically talk about, of everything to talk about, right? Like, of all the issues we have Trump fucking up the economy. We have, like, our relations being fucked up with other countries, and Trump indiscriminately bombing other countries to distract from his pedophilia, and Trump being a pedophile, and, like, conservatives trying to strip away these people's rights. I feel like of every single, like, culture war issue that we need to talk about, trans people in sports is at, like, the bottom of the list. Like, it's just such an unimportant thing that affects nobody. Like, nobody is affected as much as, like, having the economy screwed up by our president, who is actively just, like, messed it up by adding a bunch of tariffs in place, by only benefiting rich people, by just, like, constantly lying. It's just, like, Trump is not a good president. We have so many bigger problems to worry about than trans people in sports.
Talk about the fucking weather. What's your favorite color? Like, why are you talking to me about this?
So it's like a grumbly, like, bar stool talking point.
100%, yeah.
Where'd you grow up?
California.
Oh, small town California.
Bakersfield, California.
Oh, hell yeah. Shout out to Bakersfield.
Shout out to Oildale.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, do you know about Oildale?
Of course I do. That's the first place I saw like an actual teenage Nazi at the skate park.
Okay, so, sorry, my friends are jumping around because we're all from Oildale.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Couple things about Oildale. My neighbor had a fucking swastika on the back of his head. It was on the back of his bald head, right? Yeah.
So it wasn't just the guy that I saw.
No, this is Oildale, baby.
Wow.
No, it is ridiculous. Someone had Tupac's Thug Life tattoo, but it said Oildale.
That's dope.
Like, yeah, no, Oildale is unhinged. I mean, the Peckerwoods are there too, and so like.
The Peckerwoods, by the way, she's not referring to white people as a whole. The Peckerwoods, she's not saying there's a bunch of Peckerwoods and crackers there. She's saying the Peckerwoods are one of two predominant white racist gangs in the California prison system. The Aryan Brotherhood and the Peckerwoods. The Woods are more...
Well, I mean, I'm not offended by it because I never even knew what it was. But I guess even if I did know what it was, I wouldn't be that offended by it because, like, I'm never really systematically discriminated against for being a white person. The only, like, time I can think of, like, anything close to that, which is just, like, it's just people being like, oh, you have privilege, you have white privilege, or whatever. That's, like, the only time I can think of with that, but even then, I'm not really shitting my pants over it, like, that much, because it's, like, I know I'm not having any rights taken away for being a white person, or any opportunities robbed from me just because of the color of my skin.
Cool than the Aryan Brotherhood, but they're still racist.
None of them are cool. But
yeah, but if I was in jail and I had to pick a white racist gang,
you would pick the Peckerwoods.
I'd pick the Woods over the AB.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was really only exposed to one. Like my next door neighbors, they looked out for, because my mom was, well, my parents were divorced and my mom was a single mom, so they looked out for her and everything. But yeah, we were just kind of like, my grandpa's black, you know, so we're like, we're gonna stay away from that.
So do you have Oildale pride?
You know what? You can take the girl out of Oildale, you know, but you can't take Oildale out of the girl.
Facts.
I'm still in that trailer park so.
Okay, so how culturally are Oildale and Bakersfield different?
Well, Oildale is very much, like when I was growing up there, it was mostly white people. Yeah. Like there was some Mexican people, but mostly white people. I would say that Bakersfield itself is really diverse.
Yeah.
There's a ton of immigrants and there's like, you know, a bunch of different ethnicities. I would say that Oildale, I don't know, it's weird because it's so fucked up, and then I also have a love for it because it's like, I remember walking around the streets and like walking to the corner store after school, and like it makes me happy. It feels like in a weird way like home. Like sometimes when I'm driving through Bakersfield, I'll drive through Oildale and like get like a burger from the place I used to go to because it just feels nice. But yeah, Bakersfield is much more diverse. Now there's a fentanyl problem, but whenever I was growing up, it was like meth. Yeah. Meth town.
But I mean, Oildale, like Redding or some of those cities in Central California and North, is the kind of place where people will be complaining about trans people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, don't you have bigger fish to fry over here? Yeah. Like, there's a pothole that could, like, kill a child. Like, why are you mad that someone's trans? I don't know, because I left there whenever I
mean, they all probably get turned on by trans people. That's probably exactly what it is.
I was 18. I'm 28 now. So I don't know how it is.
She's 28? Jesus fucking Christ. She does not look 28. I gotta be... She's only 4 years older than me. Bro, if I... Like, just by looking at her, if I had to guess, she looks like maybe 32. At, like, the youngest, maybe. Like, genuinely, like, that is, like, the youngest that I'd be willing to go on how old she looks. She does not look 28.
Like, living... Like, I still know people there, but I don't really know how much it's changed in the last 10 years.
So you kind of moved out as soon as you could?
Oh, yeah. I went to...
Wait, but that would mean that, like, she started Camgirl work, like, the moment... Because if she's been doing this for 10 years, that would mean that she's been doing Camgirl work since she was 18... Like, the moment she turned 18 years old. That's fucking crazy. That's a little bit weird. I don't know. I always get so, like, uncomfortable and, like, weirded out, like, by girls getting into sex work the moment they turn 18. Like, Danielle Bergoldi got into... Like, she started in OnlyFans, like, the moment she turned 18, and tons of people fucking subscribe to that shit. Same for, like, I think Billie Eilish, this happened as well. Well, Billie Eilish didn't start in OnlyFans, but people were immediately sexualizing Billie Eilish the moment she turned 18. And it was pretty fucking... Like, it's just nasty. It's like people have, like, a timer on their clock for the moment someone turns 18. And, like, you have these, like, grown-ass people that are, like, 25 plus, like, watching the clock for a moment someone turns 18. I don't know. It's a little bit strange for me. It's a little bit uncomfortable.
Southeast Texas. Have you ever been to Beaumont, Texas?
Oh, I love Beaumont.
Wait, you love Beaumont?
Yeah, I love Port Arthur, too. Like,
okay, so I lived in Orange also. Do you know where Orange is?
Yeah, that's where, what rapper's from there? Big Crit. Yeah, some country shit.
Yeah. There's actually, I can't remember the names right now, but there's a couple like rappers out of Port Arthur, like older rappers too.
Yeah.
I can't remember who it is, but
From like that like DJ Screw era, there's a bunch of people from Southeast Texas that popped
yeah,
up.
no, Southeast Texas is. I actually liked it. That's like another weird place that I have fond memories.
Yeah.
of.
Also, I mean, people don't know this, but that part of Texas like is the bayou. Like
Oh,
it's culturally Cajun.
Yeah, I know. And whenever I try to explain it to people, because I'm like, yeah, I used to live in like the swamp, and they're like, what? And I'm like, no, it's humid. Like culturally, I mean, like Mardi Gras was huge out there.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it was really fun. We would do like crawfish boils. Like,
Did you ever go to Cajun Mardi Gras in Lafayette?
no, I didn't. No.
You go to the casinos in Lake Charles?
Oh yeah. Well, actually, I briefly lived out there because after Hurricane Harvey, my family's trailer got flooded. I wasn't living with my family, but like my family's trailer
Hurricane Harvey was in 2017, I believe. It's such an old hurricane that I don't remember off the top of my head.
got flooded, and so they had to go from Orange to Lake Charles. So I spent time in Lake Charles too.
Yeah. Do you like the casinos there? It's not really your thing.
That was actually the first time I ever gambled.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Slot machine?
Yeah, I went with my mom, and I was like, let's go gamble, and I lost money. So.
Do you still live in the South now?
No, I'm in California.
Okay, so
Well,
you're back.
I'm kind of like wherever now. I'm next month I'm putting all my stuff in storage, and I'm just gonna go wherever I want.
That's great. I'm kind of an OnlyFans model too.
Oh, that's, damn.
You're an OnlyFans model
Well,
too.
90.
Bro, Channel 5 he's trying to get in on the fucking action with Lydia. I see what you're doing.
percent of my income comes from Patreon, which is a subscription-based service, and I have a lot of custom work that I do, and everything is based upon converting people over. So
Okay.
all my social media platforms are directed to a paywalled site.
So you get the grind. I understand.
And
yeah.
I can live wherever I want.
It's honestly, I love it. I feel like some people look down on it. They're like, don't you want stability? And I'm like, I would die if I had to stay in one place for longer than like a month is pushing it.
Yeah.
Like I need to be like doing something. Like there's so much to see. Why would I not?
If you had to settle down in one,
I don't know. It's just an interesting way to live life. I don't think I could do something like that. I would never have that kind of money to like, be constantly on the move. You know what I'm saying? I would like to travel a lot more. There's definitely a lot in the world that I would like to see, but it's just, I guess we'll get there when we get there, I suppose. Whenever life is ready for me to be fucking stable, whenever that is. Jesus fuck.
one major city or region, what do you think you would pick?
In America,
Yeah.
sometimes I daydream about just getting a fat house in the middle of like Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
Like, just-
rolling hills or more flatlands?
More flatland. I also like, I love it out here. Like this part of California, I don't know, it just like fills me with life. Like I love,
We're in the Mojave Desert.
I don't know where I'm looking, but we're in the Mojave Desert, yeah. I love Joshua Tree. Joshua Tree is like one of my favorite places in the world. So I could see myself just being a little weirdo and just getting a little place out there. And
Okay. I guess it would be like a good backdrop for her clients, but I don't imagine she would be getting good Wi-Fi out there. It do be a struggle out in the middle of the desert, like it's fucking Breaking Bad out here, or like a Minecraft desert.
Yeah.
I think it'd be pretty sick.
yeah, no, I like to go out to Joshua Tree and like write and stuff whenever I'm just feeling overwhelmed by
It's
life.
one of the best reset locations. That's why I could never leave the LA area, because I love Tijuana, I love Vegas, and I love Joshua Tree in the high desert.
Vegas is one of those. I've looked at houses there a ton of times, and there's like the adult industry is obviously booming there, and you know, good taxes. So
Yeah, I feel like this is kind of a lame question that people always ask anyone in the porn or OnlyFans industry, but do you plan to do this forever?
I plan to do it until it stops making me happy. I don't know. If I woke up one day and I was like, I hate my life, I would walk away from it and find something else. There's other things I want to do, but I don't know. I'm not the type of person that has like a strict view of like, oh, I need to leave this by 35. What if I wake up at 35?
It's interesting because like if she wanted to find another job in the real world, I wonder if like her sex work might impede on that. Because like she especially after this like whole Bryon Noem situation, like it seems like she's gotten a lot more popular as a result of the like Bryon Noem controversy. So like, I mean, like obviously she's going to keep doing sex work, but if she decided she wanted to get a job in the real world, I feel like she kind of locked herself in a little bit. So I'm not so sure if she's able to do that so easily. I mean, I guess it's a good thing that she likes doing this kind of work. I mean, from the sound of it, it sounds like she likes doing it. But at a certain point, you sort of like feel dehumanized, and like I could tell that she's probably not going to want to do this forever. So I just wonder what she'll do after that. I'm just curious. I don't know. She might have a route planned out in her head. I don't know. I'd be curious.
And I'm like, no, I love it, and I want to keep continuing this, but I don't think I'm going to wake up one day and want a 9 to 5. I like being free.
Does it give you gratification in the work itself? Or is it the money?
Well, the money is nice, but it's weird. My relationship with money is, I'm really thankful for it, but I'm thankful for the life that it gives. I'm thankful that I can go and fuck off in Amsterdam for a month and I can do things like that. And so I am really thankful for the lifestyle that it gives me. But I think that like connecting with people is where I get the gratification from. Like connecting with other sex workers, or even like a positive conversation like this, or even with my clients, like feeling like I made their day, it makes me happy.
So did it make you feel good to know that maybe Bryon Noem felt a little bit less pressure on him after your session?
Well, at the time before I knew who he was, yeah.
But
Yeah.
looking back, like, would you say he was a good client?
He was like a little annoying sometimes.
I mean, maybe, but like, is she saying that like in hindsight of knowing who Bryon Noem is now? Like, she's, like, applying a negative connotation to it, or did she always think that he was annoying? Like, that's the part that I'd be curious to know about, because I do think that matters a little bit.
What do you mean?
Well, like, just how I said, he was a little, like, pushy sometimes with being, like, kind of directing the show.
Yeah.
And sometimes he would come in the chat and say things and then not take me exclusive.
Wait, where is the exclusive chat? Oh my god, hey, I missed your ass. Oh my god. Wait, what's his name? Is he like on an anon mode name?
I mean, can I really say that someone...
It looked like a fucking old... Dude, that like old layout, like computer layout, like from back in the day, that takes me back. Like old chat messages, old Windows 7, even like before Windows 7, that's... Man, I just got like a huge nostalgia overload just from the layout, or the UI.
Paying $25 a minute was a bad client. Like, no, he paid it many times.
But he was doing a lot of window shopping, kind of like the broke homie at the strip club.
Yeah, and it's like, why are you at the fucking tip rack if you're not tipping? Like,
What kind of things would he say?
he would be like, I have my leggings on, or like little things like that, like trying to like bait me in a conversation, which is really common for people that don't want to tip, but they just want attention. And I've been doing this for 10 years, you know, I'm pretty quick to shut it down. So yeah, he would do that and I'd be like, just my normal speech of, oh, then let's go have some fun and exclusive. And if he didn't, then whatever.
And were the leggings tight or were they more loose around the...
No, they were tight as fuck.
This is really important information for the public to know.
Yeah, everyone needs to know.
That's why I signed up for this job.
They were
Okay,
to learn about men's leggings.
back to different homophobic legislation that Kristi Noem has passed.
Insane.
Okay, this is the craziest one to me. This was in 2025. She signed on a federal level after becoming DHS secretary something called the Erase Your Pronouns Order, which was a formal message to all DHS employees directing full compliance with Trump's executive order defending women from gender ideology extremism.
These people really just fucking hate trans people so much, dude. It's like, for what? For what? Like, why? Do trans people really affect you that badly? Do gay people really ruin your life that fucking badly? I don't get it. For what?
And restoring biological truth to the federal government. She ordered
Biological truth. Okay, dude. Holy fuck, man. These people are so insufferable.
all DHS employees to make a sworn statement recognizing and stating for life that there are only two immutable biological sexes. Basically saying if you work for the government, you have to like answer this gender question correctly or you lose your job. And then after that, directed staff to erase pronouns from official materials and all agency programs.
But doesn't everyone have pronouns? Like, doesn't everyone have, even if it's like,
Yeah,
like everyone has pronouns, right?
I think the they them pronoun was probably the one that
So
pissed her
they're
off the
saying like
most.
that's not a pronoun.
Yes. If you get really into verbiage with these people because they say fuck pronouns, doesn't make any sense because he and she are
Dude, it's like, okay, I can't say I, me, my, we. We can't say any of those pronouns. I just used a pronoun right there, so Kristi Noem is gonna come after my ass for that.
pronouns as well. But
like, Kristi Noem, your husband was a little bit of a freak. I mean, like, I don't care personally, but I'm gonna keep reminding Kristi Noem of that because Kristi Noem has that inner nightmares every single night for the rest of her life. And I think that's fucking hilarious. I think it's a beautiful thing, if anything. It's always the conservatives that have the freaky shit behind closed doors that, like, hate them the most or have the most vitriol to them.
She also signed something called the TSA Transgender Pat-Down Ban, which basically means that if you work at the airport in TSA and you're trans, if someone's belt beeps or something saying there's some type of material that needs an extra pat-down, as a trans person, you can't touch them.
Wait, if you're a trans person working at the airport, or
if you're a trans person who works at TSA and someone goes through and they set off the metal detector, because you're a trans person, you can't pat them down.
That makes no sense. So you just, yeah.
It's inherently saying like you are
Like you're a
hypersexual, you're a pervert, you can't be near other people.
What does she think of her husband?
I just think it's insane that it's like, you have to, like, why assign sex to being a trans person, like, immediately? Like, they always go to sex stuff more than left-leaning people do. Like, being transgender is just something that someone identifies with. They immediately have to just go to, oh, this person is sexual, or, oh, they're a predator. It's insane. They're attaching all these, like, overloaded nonsense labels that they just, like, they're self-reporting that they want to jerk off to them.
Husband. Obviously, it's not the same as being trans, but
I say all this in case you do want to stand on the fact that he's gay.
okay, I don't think he's fully gay.
Okay.
But I think that he had interests related to men.
Like, just trying to have some fun, which is legal.
Yeah. Well, part of being a slut is, you know, how do I word this? Part of being a slut is, you know, making dicks happy.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, for sure. Because I guess to fully commit to the bit, you would have to become a little gay.
Well, because like no, 100%. Yeah. And that's why I'm kind of like, okay, I've had a lot of clients that they identify as straight, but when they're playing with me, they want to talk about how it would make them suck cock.
Role-playing chat room.
Yeah, like, yeah, is he, or did he just want to imagine being a bimbo slut who sucks cock? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, totally. It's kind of like in the adult baby community, there's a big divide.
He's definitely closeted. That's for damn sure.
Over messing, which means shitting your diaper. And a lot of people feel like, all right, if you're going to commit to being an adult baby, what do babies do? They don't just cry and play with toys.
You have to go.
They take shits all day.
So, like, at the party you went to, did people do that?
No, the mom there said, no poo-poo, just pee.
But if someone did, it would have, like, ruined the party.
I think so. Only because of the smell.
Like, why'd you kill the vibes? Like, why'd you shit?
But a lot of the real messers are like, man, these adult babies are just posers.
Yeah, like, I'm really about this shit.
Like, you know, in rap music, it's like, you know, if you're a drill rapper and you don't have any bodies, people think you're soft. It's like that with shitting yourself as an adult baby.
You just gotta shit once.
So I think that we're Team Bryon in that regard.
Yeah, for sure. Team Byron.
So I find this really interesting too. Whenever he was asked about this whole situation by the New York Times, I expected Bryon to vehemently deny his involvement. But he immediately said, that's me. He didn't claim it was AI, there was no pushback.
Okay, so this is something that I told you, I just read that full article literally last night because I was like, I want to see like what has already been said. And me and my friend were tripping. We were like, wait, he didn't deny it? This is crazy, but that's him, so.
Why do you think he didn't deny it?
I have speculations.
I mean, like, why would he deny it? Like, the images were obviously real and it was obviously leaked and it's like an undeniable match to him. Like, there would be no point in denying it.
And I don't know if this applies to him, but I mean,
like, there's at that point, there's like nothing he can say that would like save him. Like, that's it. Like, he can't exist in conservative spaces anymore. He's seen as a freak there.
maybe it does, because he had his face and everything, you know? So first of all, how can you say that's not you? Your face is, and I saw his face. I recognize those titties, but I recognize that face too, you know? And there are a lot of
His wife recognizes both because she's jealous. She wants the things that she cannot have herself personally, the assets that she personally does not have.
people in the bimbification, sissification world who have a kink for being exposed. And he just hit every sissy's fucking fantasy. He has worldwide recognition for being he could not have paid for this kind of exposure.
So him being humiliated by the media in this way
He's probably gooning as we speak.
was the final goon climax.
Yeah.
So-
He's gooned out right now, like crazy.
So do you think he is the anonymous source?
Oh, that would be.
That would be interesting. Maybe he wanted to get exposed all along. Maybe, like, wait, what if, you know what? It all just clicked to me. What if I'm obviously about to go on a conspiracy tangent, so take all this with a massive grain of salt. But what if the marriage between him and Christine Noem was so bad? Like, they had this vitriol, especially after the cheating scandal that Christine Noem got into. That gives motive. So what if, because of said motive, he was the anonymous whistleblower. He made like a burner account to like be the whistleblower for this. And then he leaked it just to ruin Christine Noem's reputation, to be like, you know what, fuck you, Christine Noem. I'm outing myself as a slut and you're going down with me. That's what's happening. What if that was the case? Honestly, like, that could be like a very interesting theory and like kind of gives like a whole new lens on this situation.
Crazy. I don't know though, because wow, that's a theory. People are saying maybe it was Christy to like take heat off of her for cheating, and I'm like, they have some shit going on. I don't know. Like,
Christine Noem was like claiming she was disappointed when this leaked out, but I highly doubt that she leaked it out. There's no way. Like, I mean, like, because she would be heavily intertwined with it, and she would also like take a hit from her career as a result of this. There's no way that she herself would leak this. I don't buy that as much.
think it was her. I think it was a sex worker, but I don't know. That's a concept.
It would be consistent with what he's into.
He didn't explicitly say to me, like, I want to be exposed. But it's like your face is in it, and how was I gonna know what her husband looked like until I knew, you know?
Well, you think that if he didn't want to be exposed, he would take some kind of like anonymity measure.
He wouldn't have shown his face. The people that are notable that have like said to me, I'm this person, they like the risk of maybe she'll say something, which I wouldn't.
There's a couple different theories about why it may have been leaked as well. I wanted to get your feedback on some of them. So theory one, like we just talked about, is that he wanted to get caught and that public humiliation was the climax of the fantasy.
Crazy.
You mentioned theory two, which is that Kristi Noem, who had an affair with a Trump aide, Mr. Corey Lewandowski, which had been widely covered, deliberately threw him under the bus to take pressure away from herself. You think that may have been likely or possible?
I don't think so. Like, that's my personal opinion. I don't
know about Corey leaking it either. That doesn't really, it doesn't make sense to me, personally. Again, I do think that, like, fucking Bryon leaking it himself, that weirdly has, like, a lot of weight. I actually think that, to me, makes the most sense. I don't really buy Christine Noem exposing it, because that would fuck her. She would be fucking herself over by doing that, so there's no way it was her. And I don't really buy Corey leaking it either. It just doesn't make sense to me either.
think so. I think it was from a sex worker, but
okay. And then
it could be from a sex worker as well. It could just be like Occam's razor. Like, the most obvious thing is that it was just another sex worker that decided to whistleblow it.
And theory three, which has been espoused by a few former CIA employees and government contractors, is that this was a classic case of blackmail.
I don't think it was.
That Bryon was honeypotted and caught red-handed by the Men in Black, who used the recently released materials as a way to hold leverage over Christie and launder that pressure through her husband. Sort of a, hey babe, I'm in big trouble, don't talk about Epstein. Or sort of a, hey babe, when in doubt, blame the Somalis type of situation.
That sounds like a Facebook theory. Like, some like grandpa is like, and this is the truth. Like, my grandpa probably shared that theory.
There's actually like former CIA podcasters and stuff talking about this somewhere right now.
I don't think so, because if he was into that, like, he probably would have given me more information. I don't think that's the case. That sounds kind of wild. I really think he was just a gooner.
And you've never been to Israel?
What?
Just wondering.
I've never been to...
Okay. Well, I was about to make a super inappropriate comment. They do say that women from Israel have, they have a certain quality about them that, I guess could attract more men, we'll say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Israel?
Yeah, just wondering.
No.
Oh, I was asking for
Have you?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, because they're saying that he got honeypotted by Mossad agents.
No, I have no affiliation to Israel, except for wherever my tax dollars are going, but...
Well, I was there, but I was in Palestine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What's your stance on that whole situation?
I think that there's a terrible genocide happening.
Based? Not the fact that a genocide's happening. That just sounds really bad. Jesus fuck, that sounds so bad. No, I don't think it's based that a genocide's happening. I think her take is based. Yeah, I mean, what Israel is doing is terrible. I think it's fine to say that Israel has a right to exist, but you don't have to defend what Netanyahu's doing, and it's pretty clear that a lot of the things that the U.S. is doing, they're just trying to they're just doing whatever they can for Israel, basically, which, like, all of our interferences with Iran is just basically to, like, benefit Israel and Netanyahu, basically.
So
Free Gaza? I don't know.
you pretty much disagree with Kristi Noem on every major political point.
Yeah. I mean, I think, like, anyone with a brain can look at what's happening in Palestine and be like, that's fucking horrendous, right? I hope.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
What do you think are your three main issues that you care about as far as American political life goes?
Think that the immigration process is horrendous. I think why are people waiting 4 years or more to be seen? I think that America was built by immigrants and
Yeah. I mean, like, America has always been about immigration. Unless you're, like, fucking Matt Walsh and you think that every single immigrant is, like, a fucking foreign threat. Or you think like Asmongold, who thinks that illegal immigrants come into the country with the intention to destroy the U.S. government.
is still. I think the way it's handled is honestly crazy. And I hate how, like, well, first of all, Kristi Noem, I feel like they're trying to like speed up a process. They're like, we need to fix immigration in America. And then they're like, how can we just ruin everyone's lives and kick them out and put them in cages rather than being like, let's take the people that are already in here and let's make sure that they, you know, go to court and they get a fair process and things like that. But they're trying to get credit for it, you know? She made herself the face of ICE. That's crazy. So I support immigrants, you know, and I want them to have like proper legal processes and for it to be fair and all of that. What are my other stances in American politics?
I guess we could just go, before we move on, just to immigration for a second.
Yeah.
So were you emotionally impacted by the murder of Renee Good and or Alex Preddy?
Well, I think it's awful, but I don't know like the full extent of it.
You just mentioned that you were...
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this Camgirl doesn't seem like she's very... Like, she has very surface-level takes that are, like, liberal-leaning, I would say, or left-leaning. But she's not really... She doesn't really seem super enveloped by political spheres, which is fine, by the way. Like, I don't expect her to fully have, like, a real fleshed-out take on, like, oh, what's your take on Alex Preddy getting shot by ICE when he was not a threat to them, or fucking Renee Good, who was obviously trying to drive away from the ICE agent, and that ICE agent was standing in front of a vehicle when you're trained to not, you are not supposed to do that. According to the ICE training manuals, you're not supposed to be standing in front of a vehicle. He very obviously was more concerned with shooting her in the face than his own safety. So yeah, it seems like she has pretty surface level takes, which is fine because she's not really like too politically enveloped.
Not happy with what the government was doing under Kristi Noem in Minneapolis. Was there anything in particular that stood out from that operation?
Well, I just think that they're doing it really carelessly and that like people's lives are being impacted by it negatively. I don't know if I have like a really crazy
I guess
opinion.
I mean like is there something you saw on your phone where you're like, yo, holy fuck, what are they doing out there? Like for me, it was when I saw them running into stores and grocery stores and tackling people. Is there any piece of media that stuck out?
I mean like videos of like ICE at airports and just like ICE in random locations all over. I think that's really terrible. But then also I think I get a lot of my information from like people directly, which is like really cool about social media, like TikTok and Instagram, where people are talking about their family stories. Hey, my, dad has been in this country for 20 years and he just got ripped away while he was working, or, things like that. So hearing like people's personal stories impacts me because I have a lot of empathy for them.
So when this whole thing came out with Bryon, you were just like, fuck no.
Well, I was like, fuck this guy. Like, it's always these motherfuckers that don't follow what they actually think, pushing it on everyone else. It's like, don't you have, like, worry about what's going on in your own fucking home. Like, why are you, you're literally changing the trajectory of so many people's lives. Like,
what do you think the underlying motivation is there?
well, I think that they want to say, look what we did. We handled immigration in America and we got this taken care of in our 4 years, and it's just insane.
So you think it's like to score political points?
Yeah, no, to be like, look what we did. It's like a dick measuring contest. I mean, she wanted to be the face of ICE. Like, she was like, didn't people call her like Ice Barbie or something because she was putting herself out there? It's like some weird shit going down. I don't know what it is.
You mentioned online that you were scared the DHS might come after you. Were you just joking, or was there actually fear there?
Okay, this one killed me because I made a TikTok being like, hey, this is my audition for DHS to not kill me. And I was like, look, you guys have bigger things to worry about. Can you put me last on your list? I don't know. I mean, I was kind of joking. If they do take me out, like, I guess it's my time to go.
Are there any dogs in the house with us now?
Any what?
Dogs.
What do you mean? Why? What are you going to do to it?
No, not me. What Kristi Noem did to her best friend's dog.
Yeah, no, there's none.
I'd be more worried for your dog than you.
Yeah, that's what people were saying too.
Do you have a dog?
I have 2 dogs. They're the loves of my life.
What kind of dogs are they?
I have a Maltipoo named Daisy, and then I have, and please, Kristi, don't get any ideas, and I have a Pomeranian named Milo. And I actually travel the world with Daisy. We just went like all over Europe together.
That's cute. I am unfortunately, maybe or fortunately, I am not educated on what Kristi Noem did to the best friend's dog. I am curious. What did she do? Oh, geez. That's just as bad as I remembered it being. South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem disclosed in her 2024 book, No Going Back, that she shot and killed her 14-month-old wired-haired pointer named Cricket. Noem wrote that she decided to kill the dog because it was untrainable, dangerous to livestock, and it attacked her, described it as an unpleasant job. Okay, so people were criticizing her for murdering the dog, thinking it was like some level of disproportionate punishment. I mean, my opinion on this like stuff is that like, you know, putting down animals is never easy. Like, we've had to put down 2 of our cats. The first one because she was she just had a lot of health issues for the first one. And then the second one had cancer. So both to health issues, really. It's never easy putting down an animal. Some people could argue that Kristi Noem was like disproportionate for this. Well, I mean, I guess it was with another family, right? According to Kristi Noem, ruined a hunting trip by going out and later attacked a neighbor's chickens. Okay, so she does have like a history of like attacking and killing other people's animals. That is a little bit concerning behavior. I never even knew that about her. But I guess it's not surprising because she's very much from like conservative farmland, you know, just out there, I guess. So I suppose I don't know what I was really expecting with that one.
Have you considered getting advanced security measures set up for the pups?
Well, they're with my brother right now, and he has like a lot of guns, so I think he's good.
Oh, you got a Second Amendment brother? Let's go.
No, like to the extreme. Like, you can't even say the word gun around him, or he's gonna talk for like 5 hours about it.
Does he have a Punisher skull with a blue stripe on the back of his car?
No, what does that mean?
You know how all the gun nuts have the Punisher skull on all their shit?
Okay, no, I have seen that, yeah.
The ultimate Second Amendment is the Punisher skull with the blue line stripe going through the eye.
What does it mean, though? It just...
Well, remember the Blue Lives Matter flag? That
Okay,
had the
so
blue
it's like their
stripe?
take on that.
It's Blue Punisher Lives Matter.
No, I think my brother identifies as like a libertarian. And so I think like he's never really talked to me about like cops or anything like that.
What did he think about this whole situation?
Well, my family, like they all love me, and so they know what I do. And so sometimes if there's like a funny client or something, I'll tell them about it. So he wasn't that shocked, but he did tell me like there was a couple people that had reached out, and he was like, don't do that. Like, he told me like not to go on certain shows and things like that. But I don't know, he's really cool. He's like one of my best friends. We're only...
That's awesome.
He's 26, I'm 28, so
Yeah.
we're really close, yeah.
What media requests have you denied so far?
Do you know who Megyn Kelly is?
Oh my god. Wait, Megyn Kelly wanted this girl on? The same girl who says that 15-year-olds are old enough, and she used it as like a downplay to say that like Trump, like fucking 15-year-olds was not a bad thing. Bro, that's crazy. That's insane. Megyn Kelly reached out to this girl?
She wanted me on her show, and
That's fucking insane.
that's one that my brother was like, maybe don't do that.
No, Megyn Kelly is a fucking... Like, I actually think she is a disappointment to her children, honestly.
Yeah, that one kind of freaked me out because I'm not super familiar with her. I think she used to be on Fox News or something, right?
Yeah.
And
He has her
then
own show now.
the only clip I knew of her was her freaking out about Bad Bunny.
What'd she say?
She was just like, she was just outraged that Bad Bunny, an American citizen who pays U.S. tax dollars, performed at the Super Bowl.
My favorite anti-Bad Bunny quote is by Trump, and he said, "No one even knows what the hell this guy's even saying."
like people don't speak Spanish.
Like he's just yelling gibberish out
It's
there.
like, actually, you don't know what he's saying.
Yeah, because it reminded me one time I was at an anti-immigration rally like in 2019 at the Arizona border, and I was interviewing this lady, like some old Facebook QAnon Karen lady, and she was like, "Some of these people coming over the border, they don't even speak anything." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And she's like, "They don't speak Spanish, they don't speak English, they don't say nothing." And I go, "So what do?" She was like, "They just make sounds, like screams or cries." I was like, "Man,
Wow.
maybe they just don't want to talk to you."
That's great. What part of Arizona was that?
It was in Ajo, which is near somewhere called Organ Pipe National Monument, which is where a lot of migrants hop the border.
Okay.
Because I don't know why, it's just super like sparsely populated, not super dangerous, because not that many people. A lot of humanitarian organizations like have water stations down there. Most of the border like is the river, like in Texas,
Yeah.
and the river is super
Have you been
dangerous.
to Brownsville?
Yeah, have
Is
you been
that-
down there?
Well, I had family that was up there, so I went to Brownsville, and then South.
We have a Brownsville in New York as well. It's generally seen as a not so friendly neighborhood. I hear it's getting a lot better. A lot of fucking neighborhoods in New York City are getting gentrified, though.
Padre Island. Have you ever been there?
No, but I heard spring break is lit.
Okay, Actually, I don't drink at all, and like probably the biggest motivator is my experience on South Padre Island, because it was a Migos and Lil Wayne concert, and I had like a handle of Hennessy, and they were gonna take it from me, and I just downed it, and then I lost my car keys, and then I got baptized in the ocean.
Jeez, by
Oh.
A stranger?
That's yeah, that'll do it. That's your night out.
No, it's like a church van.
Oh,
Like-
fuck. A
like,
church
so-
van picked you up drunk and baptized you in the Gulf of Mexico? That's horrifying.
So
It's the
listen.
worst way a night can possibly end. Well, not the
No,
worst
they
way,
were
but it's
so
up there.
nice. They were so, listen, this is actually like deranged because me and my friend were strippers at the time. You can tell me to shut up if this is too much.
No,
but
keep going.
My friend at the club, a guy had given her Molly. Just a random fucking dude gave her Molly in the club. I'm like, you're crazy. I'm gonna stick with the Hennessy.
Molly is in the drug.
Yeah.
She took it when we were in line. By the way, Lil Wayne didn't show up. I tried to see him like 5 times. He showed up once.
What year is this?
2017.
Who does he think he is?
Yeah, what the fuck, Lil Wayne? But anyway, so yeah, we were at that concert and we left and we were just like walking down the road and someone had went by because they didn't let you bring bags in and took everyone's bags and my fucking car key was in there. I don't know why I did that. We were gonna sleep in my car that night because at that point in my life I was sleeping in my car a lot. Yeah. And so we couldn't get into the car. So we're just walking, a church van pulls up and we start talking to them and like, I'm fucked up, she's on Molly, and we're just like, yeah, we're strippers. And they're like, oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. We can save these strippers. They ended up having us drive around with them all night while we picked up people. I start sobering up. I start talking to the drunk people they're picking up. And then they're like, we'll take you to our hotel room. And they were actually really nice. Nothing weird happened.
Yeah.
They took us to their hotel room and they were like, in the morning, we'll baptize you. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'm feeling God within me right now. Let's do this. And we stayed in their hotel room. They took us to the gas station, got us breakfast burritos, baptized us. And then I got my car key. They had someone come bring me a car key.
What denomination of faith were you baptized into?
Christianity? I don't know.
Were they like Baptists or Methodists or Catholics? You don't remember?
They're Christian. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I appreciate them. They probably like saved me that night. I don't know if I would have been wandering the streets of South Padre Island.
Yeah, I got baptized drunk as well.
Really? Where?
Modesto.
Modesto nuts. Do you like baseball?
No, but I love minor league baseball games.
Well, yeah, I only know Modesto because I used to take the train from Bakersfield to Stockton to see my grandpa like all the time. And
I really do need to go to the West Coast sometime. I need to visit California. It's on the list for sure. It's very expensive to live there though, but I always thought like if I wanted to start a new life, starting in Cali might be a good idea, honestly. It really might be.
And yeah, you'd stop in Modesto. And I think there's like maybe a prison up there or something. Because
Stockton is a prison, I feel like.
Stockton is a prison. You know what's weird is my concept of Stockton is like as a child is not what people think it is. Like my grandpa had a really old house that was like super cool and I liked it.
I was just kidding. I love Stockton. Shout out to my boy Neckface. Shout out to EBK Jabo. Free him. Shout out to everyone from Stockton. It's on the come up. Because Stockton is not like the post-Bay Area, like gentrification diaspora city.
Yeah, did you see, well, I don't know when last time you were in Stockton was, but EBK Jabo had billboards that said EBK Jabo for mayor all over the city. So I was driving through one time. I was like, well, that's great.
Yeah, it's got my vote.
Yeah, got my vote.
I got baptized by, the guy who goes, Jesus Christ. You know him?
No.
Mike Servin. He was addicted to meth and he got saved by God. I guess God told him to say Jesus Christ every 30 seconds.
No, I need to look into this.
Yeah, he baptized me, but I only had a couple beers. I wasn't drunk as fuck. Anyways,
I was off the Henny.
back to the border. This is unrelated, but have you been to McAllen before?
Texas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really want to go there. I've never been to the Rio Grande Valley.
Honestly, so I've like done a lot of road trips, and so I don't really have anything, I don't have a notable experience there. I just kind of drove through.
What's your favorite road trip to take in the U.S.?
I really like the drive from Southern California up to Vancouver.
On the 5 or the 101?
Ooh.
Did you go through Sac and then up through like Redding and stuff?
No. So I went through.
You went San Luis Obispo, Big Sur, Monterey,
Yes.
San Francisco, Eureka, Arcata,
Yes.
Coos Bay, Astoria, Portland.
Yeah. Portland and then
Yeah.
Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one was really cool. One of my best friends lives in Chilliwack, if you know where that is. It's like outside of Vancouver.
Going there tonight.
Tonight.
I have a show in Vancouver tonight.
Oh yeah.
Or
they were
tomorrow.
saying- That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you like Vancouver?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I grew up in Seattle, so I never really went there for some reason because the border was so pronounced. Like I went to Portland and SF more, but Vancouver is probably my favorite city in Canada. Top 3 at least.
I've only been there a couple times.
It's hella sick. It's so pretty.
No, I know. Yeah, I love it. Chilliwack is really cool, but it's random. Like,
Yeah.
I live kind of close to San Francisco. I'm in Sacramento.
Yeah. So I don't know if you heard that since the scandal broke,
What the fuck is the cameraman doing? He's like filming on her thighs. Like, cameraman, what are you like on a whole new mission, assignment here going on? Like, Andrew, you might have to be a little bit on alert for your cameraman here.
Bryon has entered a sex addiction recovery program.
Interesting.
Christine Noem's cross-dressing son reportedly entered a sex rehab program. Jesus Christ, dude. What, do they think that he's, like, fucking cursed because he likes a little gender bender fantasy? He's not cursed if he likes a gender bender fantasy. Having a sex addiction is a real and very serious problem, like, don't get me wrong. But, like, I don't think that this is a sign that he's sex addicted. He just likes being a bit of a gender bender. But, like, conservatives freak out over, like, fucking everything. They think, like, every single, like, sexuality or, like, LGBTQ is, like, a predatory thing. So, like, of course he's gonna, like, rehabilitate, I guess.
A Christian-based one. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
I guess all he has to do is just, like, I guess go to God and, like, all the sins are forgiven. And, like, as long as he succumbs to the magical apple curse, I guess all will be fine, according to them.
How about that?
I think my approach with this, with anyone, whether it's him or not, is if that's what he feels like could help him and he feels like he has a problem that he needs to address, then pursue it. Yeah, hopefully they don't, like, sexually shame him or make him feel, you know.
But that's almost always what, like, these conversion therapy, like, sessions are. It's to sexually shame them and make them feel like they have some kind of a mental illness, despite the fact that, again, they believe in a magical apple curse.
Awful for seeking out help. I don't really know how those programs go. Like, I went to SLAA before and it was fine, but I think there was, like, a lot of sexual shame that was coming, like, out of people, so it wasn't really, like, the right environment for me to grow. So I don't know how it'd be for him.
Yeah, the program is good. I've been in it for a few years.
Well, I went to, like, meetings with, like, sometimes just women. Sometimes I find it hard to connect with women. I was, like, raised by a single dad, like my brother, so, like, women are kind of difficult. So I tried to, just for me, like, I don't know.
Oh, preaching to the choir. Kidding.
So being around women, I tried, but I feel like I didn't really relate to them much. And then whenever I did the, what is it called, co-ed meetings, whenever people would talk, like, I don't know, I just felt like I wasn't, like, connecting. Maybe I didn't give it a fair chance. But those meetings did open my heart to, like, God and everything, so.
Yeah, and especially you see how far it can take some people. I knew a guy who, it got so bad that he was driving across state lines to Arizona in the middle of the night to fuck roadkill. I guess the wildlife tampering
Jesus, what the fuck?
laws are different in Arizona. I guess he was more into coyotes and roadrunners than...
Jesus fucking Christ, bro. I keep thinking that I'm, like, some weird freak behind the scenes, and then I listen to somebody, like, being into necrophilia and zoophilia simultaneously. That's... You talk about degenerate, that is, like, almost as degenerate as it fucking gets.
The animals that live in more tropical, arid chaparral climates. So he was coming back, you know, every night. His wife didn't even know. It made me realize how... if you don't get a handle over that kind of shit early, you can just go to these crazy places and destroy your own life.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, there's times where, like, even with myself, I'll, like, act in certain ways. Not like that, but I'll act in certain ways and be like,
Not like that. What you mean?
okay, I need to reel it in or I'm just going to keep going in that direction. So I think it's important to, like, be self-aware and pay attention to yourself. And not, like, don't shame yourself. Don't make yourself feel terrible because we're all human. Like, we all have our shit. But, like, just hold yourself accountable if you need to.
Yeah, because life in the public eye, especially for someone like that, after that sort of situation, you got to wonder if he's doing it for optics or if he actually feels like he wants to figure out why he's behaving that way.
Yeah.
I mean, I do think that optics plays a role into it, but I also do feel like that he probably was like, it's probably the same level of, like, just, like, tons of conservatives online are telling him that he did a bad thing, and they're like, holy shit, this thing got exposed about him. This guy's a predator. He needs to rehabilitate. He needs to go to God. And so, like, I guess maybe he unironically, like, I'm sure optics plays a role into it, but I do think that maybe he believes that if he, like, rehabilitates and he gets, like, baptized or, like, he, like, wipes his sins in the church, like, all will be forgiven. And I guess that's how MAGA is just going to operate in general.
Well, I think that a lot of times too, like, whenever someone gets in trouble or does something, they'll say, oh, I'm getting help, I'm going to therapy, and it's kind of just like an empty promise. It's like the work isn't done by just going to therapy. I've been in therapy for, like, fucking 6 years. Like, the work isn't done just going to therapy. It's like how you utilize it and, like, what you take from it and applying it to your real life. So
yeah, I tend to agree. I dabbled in therapy when I was in a really, really toxic relationship a couple years back. I'm not proud of it. There were a lot of things, like, I'm not saying I'm exempt from, like, anything that I did either in that relationship, but like, you know, it's a learning experience, right? You know, you date young, you are part of a toxic relationship that you think means well, and then it turns out it's not for you, and then you take all the lessons you need to learn from that relationship, and then you apply it to whatever the hell you do in life going forward. That's just how it is. And same for therapy. I think therapy is also kind of, like, back then it kind of made me realize that for years I struggled with a lot of self-esteem issues, and I just needed to rewire my, like, default way of thinking. And so, like, therapy was, like, a really good tool for me to, like, try to, like, help rewire the way I, you know, like, my self-esteem issues. And I would say, for the most part, my self-esteem issues are, I would say, fine. You know, every now and then when something really bad happens in my life, I'll get into, like, a funk, and I'll be in that funk for, like, a day or two. But I tend to bounce back pretty quickly. I've gotten a lot better at bouncing back. And I guess those therapy sessions really did help me out back in the day. I guess they did.
It's like, is he going to go there and is he going to get better? Or, and also, is this something that he has to get?
But again, I don't really think it's a matter of, like, fucking Bryon Noem getting better. It's just the fact that he is into, like, a gender bender fantasy, and that's the thing that he needs to go to therapy for. They're calling that part of sex addiction. You know, for all I know, maybe he could be a sex-addicted man, but that's kind of what that reads to me as. And they're like, this is a sickness that you have, this is a sick fetish you have, and you need to get, like, converted by the fucking church. That's kind of what that reads to me as more than anything.
Better from, really? Or is it actually okay for men to dress up with big titties when they're alone?
Who cares? Like, I personally don't care if men want to dress up as with big tits. Who cares? Let them.
I think, yeah, I can see there being an ethical issue if you were directly partnered with someone who is discriminating against that kind of person.
100%, yeah. 100%.
Yeah, that's a good question. Does someone engaged in that behavior need sex addiction therapy?
I don't think so. Like, from, like, a general blanket statement, no. It's just ironic that he was married to somebody who's actively stripped the rights to trans people and gay people from many different things.
Yeah. I think it's subjective. Like, did his wife know? You know, like, there's so many questions, but I think, like, if someone...
I think his wife knew. I definitely do think that his wife knew longer than before this went public, and she just banked on this not being public because she knew damn well that it would fuck over her career.
Thing is...
It's possible maybe that's the reason that she cheated on him as well. That's another theory. Maybe she cheated on him because she knew about this whole cam stuff that he did.
To dress up like a woman with big tits.
It's very clear, regardless of whatever happened behind closed doors, that they were very unhappy in their own marriage, whatever it was.
Like, I don't think that they inherently need sex addiction therapy. I think maybe they should just explore that in their own time, you know?
Would you call him a gooner?
Well, yeah. I just like the word. Maybe he's not a gooner. I just think it's funny to say it.
It is
or saying
funny.
Someone's gooned out.
Is that a chronic masturbator or something?
I don't know. It's just like when they like reach like max levels of gooning. It's like you're just gooning the fuck out. Like it's just funny to say.
It sucks because when I was young, like gooning meant like gooning
Goon
out.
squad. Like,
yeah, it meant like wearing like a hoodie and have your headphones and have glasses on, and, you know, catching tags and shit.
And did you ever listen to Odd Future?
Fuck yeah, we're the same age.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. How old are you? 28. Oh wow. Okay.
When's your birthday?
January 23rd.
April 23rd.
Okay. I'm older than you.
By 3 months.
Damn. Yeah. So, Odd Future era Goon Squad. People had it all over their backpacks. Now I'm like. I guess we were all gooners back then. I don't know.
Yeah.
It is weird hearing people use it and being like, this was a different definition. Yeah.
So do you hope that he's able to heal from whatever he's going through, I guess?
I don't know. I kind of think he's like done so, well, he himself hasn't, but he sat behind his wife while she's done such terrible things. I don't know. I don't really wish him anything.
But there is a hero's arc, possibly, for Bryon. As a spokesperson for the kink sissy sub community.
Yeah,
who denounces his wife.
No. I don't want him to be our spokesperson. There's way better spokespeople for the sissy community. I can think of 20. Yeah, I don't know. Like, my feeling about him is just kind of, it is strange because I'm not someone that likes to, like, wish bad on people. I just think that his family, his wife has been involved in so much bad, it's hard for me to be like, oh, I wish him the best, because...
No, he married a woman who was pretty nasty and vindictive to marginalized groups, so it's pretty tough to feel bad for someone like Christy or Bryon Noem for having this outed, for sure. I just think, honestly, like, the basis of this entire controversy, just, like, overall, it's funny to just see MAGA purity test the fuck out of these people for something that really they don't deserve to get purity tested over. I think it's hilarious. It's really a case of reap what you sow.
Do you expect their marriage to survive?
I don't know.
No. No, definitely not. They're very clearly unhappy with each other. The only thing that's really keeping their marriage alive is the money or like the children that they have. That's really the only thing. Like if it wasn't for any of those things, I think they would have divorced by now. They may be going through a divorce right now, or maybe they're still considering it. I don't know. But their marriage is clearly, if Kristi Noem is cheating on her husband, and Bryon Noem is like doing like seeing cam girls or whatever behind her back, they're clearly unhappy with each other to some capacity. They're clearly not doing it for each other.
Well, because like part of me feels like maybe she'll end up divorcing him to kind of save face. Like, oh no, this is terrible and this is horrendous. But I'm sorry, you're not married to someone for 32 years and then you just randomly decide, like you randomly find out that he's been wearing your yoga pants. If I had a boyfriend and he was wearing my yoga pants, I probably would notice. Like I probably would be like, oh, I didn't wear those. Why are they in the dirty clothes?
Whenever he asked of you to call him a slave and you rejected it, what kind of slave was he asking to be
just
called?
Like he wanted to be like a slave to like bimboficate. Like he just wanted to be.
He didn't want to play the role of someone like
actual
Django
slave.
Unchained. Like he
Sorry,
he didn't want to be the voice for the songs.
No.
Well,
Hey, I could recommend a very good movie to Bryon Noem in that case, Hellraiser. You want to be a slave. Be a slave to the father Cenobite, Pinhead.
if he did, he'd be working with the best footage ever produced.
No, that was not his thing.
Is there a part of you that feels bad for him, especially given like SNL satirizing him last week with the big ass titty shots of the homegirl Sarah who did that? Is there a part of you that feels bad that he's forever going to be known as that guy?
I don't know, because it's like he literally could be jerking off to the thought of this right now. Like he could be like enjoying it so much. On a human level, like if I can ignore all the shit that I hate about his and his wife's politics, yeah, that sucks.
I mean, it's a pretty big thing to ignore, though, no?
I'm struggling because
I guess two big things to ignore, if you catch my drift.
I'm such a nice, like I feel like I'm a nice person and I want to give him empathy, but it's just really hard for me to. I don't know why. I haven't sorted that one out.
You think he might be gooning to this right now?
Yeah, to you.
Keep doing your thing, slut or whatever.
Or whatever, yeah.
You're bad. Oh, you're bad. No, you're good. I don't know.
You have
what
to
I'm
like
saying.
bend over and spank it.
Wow. He spanks himself.
Yeah. Well, I can't spank him.
That's true. That's true.
I'm like, do it harder, 5 times for me. And he's like,
Really?
yes.
He actually moans. That's insane. He has to be super quiet, though, because Christine's in the other room.
Really?
They're like, yes.
Or maybe she's too busy getting plowed by Corey. Who knows?
What?
Yeah.
You got to be a good slut. You got to take it.
What else is he doing?
Mostly just like showing off his titties and like his leggings
They're
and
not
stuff.
real, though.
They were real to me.
Well, I mean, so they're not connected to his body.
No.
They are strapped to his back and hanging out the front. They're not taped. Are they glued? What's the mechanics?
No, I don't know because I didn't see under his shirt.
Oh, so he's more just like this.
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
Is he looking into the camera?
Okay, that's the thing is like when he would get into like slut mode, he didn't really show his face that much. It was like usually in the beginning. Something that I remember about him too though is a lot of people into this, they do like their full makeup, lashes, nails, hair. He wasn't into that. He would have like lip gloss maybe.
When you say he wouldn't show his face, do you mean like he would start going and then kind of
Yeah, he would just like
this?
well, cause like you're on a webcam, right? So it's not like this, and so you could just walk up to it and
Okay.
show your boobs, yeah,
Like that.
and just shake them, yeah,
That
exactly
sounds
like
cool.
that.
And you had never seen that before?
Well, I had seen people with
Yeah, you've
I'd
seen
seen them
them.
like I had seen boobs before in my day. No, he had like I've seen people with like breastplates that were smaller, but those knockers were just out of this world.
Some would say too big.
Yeah,
But the
it's
other,
subjective.
do you know what size they were?
No. I have never had work done. I don't know anything about boob jobs. Like, I don't know. But he had like a specific like sizing. Like he would be like, oh, these are some size. I can't remember though. I don't want to make it up. Like,
Was there anything he said where you're like, whoa?
well, I already mentioned the slave thing. I feel like to me, I'm a bit desensitized to this. Like people come to me with the most wild kinks and I'm just like, it's a Tuesday. Let's go, baby.
What's a wild one you can think of?
I was telling my friends about this yesterday. There's this guy that he'll call me on this site that I use and he wants me to, his thing is he wants a woman to struggle to start an old truck.
Wow.
Interesting. That's... Wow. That's definitely, like, of all the strangest kinks to think about, that's definitely, it's up there. I've never heard someone be like, oh, I'm struggling to start a truck up. Is this like the beginning of a script of a bad porno or something?
So what he really wants, I'm sorry, I'm thinking, because I told my friends last night we were dying. He wants me in like short shorts, like Levi's, barefoot in an old truck. And he wants me to like be trying to start the ignition and like pumping the gas pedal. So just like having my foot like pumping it and then telling him, oh, I'm arching my foot like this and it's just not starting. And so I wish I had an old truck. Maybe one day I will. I don't have one right now. So I have to go on YouTube and I look up truck starting audios. And so then I like play it and then I am telling him like, oh, it's not starting. Oh no, it's almost there. And then I'm like,
I have a lot of respect for this woman. I like this woman. The dedication on her is just very high. I respect the work that she does. She really puts herself out there for sex work, you know. She's probably the only one I'll parade for sex work at this point.
playing, I'm like,
Not that I'm against sex work. Like I just am not like a huge advocate for it, but this woman's made me respect it a lot more. She's putting a lot of effort into it. I could see why a lot of clients do be enjoying her.
oh no. And I'm just doing it.
It is for the love of the game as well, too.
Loves
Wow.
it. He loves it. Yeah.
You've got a dream job.
Yeah. No, the YouTube audios honestly
What the
are
fuck?
perfect.
That's crazy. Did people like ever try to get you to eat a bunch of stuff?
Like a feeder fetish or something.
Yeah.
I've had someone in the past. There was this guy who was a personal trainer. Or no. He was a high school PE teacher. So he worked, in that field.
Oh, that's... Wait. Oh, man. I'm getting flashbacks about how my high school gym teacher was outed for being a weirdo with kids. He was arrested, which means the police probably found shit on his phone. Oh, man, the flashbacks I'm getting. I'm not saying that that's what this high school teacher is that she's referring to, but that's, man, I guess gym teacher... Bro, it's the workouts. It's got to be the workouts. Like, they're building up all that testosterone. They're getting more horny. That's got to be what it is, right?
Back when I was really broke, I was living in LA off of Melrose and I had like no fucking money. And he would order me food and then he would want me to record myself eating it and being like, I can eat whatever I want and I won't gain a pound. But if you ate this, you would gain like 50 pounds.
Wow.
And he wanted me to like tease him.
Oh, damn, that's interesting. Metabolic teaser.
Yeah.
Little metabolic tease. One time I was in Winnemucca, Nevada. Have you been there before?
No, but I love Nevada.
And yeah, this is a small town, and all of the AMPMs and the grocery stores and gas stations were closed. But I needed a phone charger because my phone was about to die. So the only thing I could think of is going on Tryst to see if anyone was there because I was like, someone please give me a fucking phone charger because I knew that prostitution was legal in the county.
Yeah.
So I'm on Tryst, like, I don't want to fuck. I just need a phone charger. Like, please. And she's like, okay, daddy, I'll pull up. Turns out that was a dispatcher. So finally she pulls up, and I'm like, hey, do you have my phone charger? And she's like, what? I'm like, what the fuck?
You're like, I don't want that. I want
It's a
phone
total
charger.
nightmare.
Wait, that is a unique story. I don't think anyone's ever experienced that. I think you had a unique experience.
Well, I was basically broken down on the side of the road, and I needed a phone charger.
Oh, that's terrible. I had an experience like that actually in a random town in the middle of Texas. I got in a car accident and it was...
Sorry to hear that.
Oh, it's fine. It was so long ago, but it was like a bad crash. And I didn't have insurance. I didn't have health insurance at the time. And I was the only patient in their hospital and they wouldn't keep me there. So they're like, we're going to take you to the Motel 6 until someone can come get you. And I asked the cop, I was like, I don't have a phone charger. He's like, sorry. And I couldn't walk. I was like I was fucked up, bruised, everything, right? Like wrapped up. And he's like, well, you can walk up the street to the gas station. It was like uphill. And I did not mean to do that.
No, it's okay.
It was like uphill.
It's okay.
And
Uphill, fuck Nazis. It was uphill.
it was like uphill. And he was like, yeah, you can walk up the street to get a phone charger. So I was just stranded in the middle of fucking nowhere, Texas. Like no one was there and no phone charger.
Did you get everything figured out?
I acquired one because I was like, and I like walked in there limping. I was like, couldn't fucking walk. And I'm like, I need a phone charger. And they just gave me their lost and found bin. And I found one, but.
That's awesome. What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's actually pretty good thinking.
You should have went to a hotel and went to their lost and found.
There was nowhere around.
No, you're
just one
fucked.
prostitute that was like 5 miles away.
She's just wandering around like waiting.
She was.
All right, I'm gonna speed this up a little bit because I guess we've reached that point in the interview where I don't really have a lot of commentary I can give. I'm just kind of like spitballing it as much as possible. Like there's not really a lot I could say here, so I am gonna speed this up a little bit just to get through it.
Cool. She didn't have anything
It's like
for
an
me.
NPC, just like.
I didn't have any money either. Well, I had enough money for a phone charge, but not for an hour. I kind of asked you this a little bit earlier, but as an OnlyFans creator, what do you think about the anti-porn movement?
I think it's rooted in sexual shame. I think that what happens with stuff like that is that sex education goes away as well, and I think sex education is really important. Like, for example, there was.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's packaged in one deal. Like, sex education, I would say, is a little bit different from, like, OnlyFans. I'm sure that you could find some levels of overlap in it, but, like, the point being that, like, you know, OnlyFans and, like, you know, the bans to, like, all that stuff is, like, you know, obviously, I don't think it should be banned. I'm not, like, a huge advocate for it, but it's, like, I feel like women should have the option to explore that. I mean, we're supposed to be a free country, America, right? And instead, we're a country that's just, like, trying to strip as many things as possible that are not impeding or harming anybody else, right? That's kind of the way I see it.
This Instagram account called, I think it's Bellessa, and they were like, I don't know how long they had been around, but for a while, and they shared like sexual education materials.
I guess I could slow this down at this point, you know, because like I actually am having more commentary. It's just that for like a long period, I was like, I didn't have any commentary I could give at that point.
And they just got completely deleted. And so I think what's happening with anti-porn is that it's like anti-sexuality. Yeah. And so people with common sense will say, yeah, kids shouldn't see porn, but then it's taking away everything, you know, and like with the age verification, like, do you know about that? Like in certain like states, like you have to like upload your ID. I think that can be harmful because it is like attaching like your personal information to your porn usage, you know? Yeah. And I've been thinking about that a lot in this situation too, because it's like people that are angry about Bryon being exposed. It does worry me that maybe like with people's IDs attached to their porn usage, like maybe more instances of that could happen. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. I had a meeting with like an ICE whistleblower last week, which is somebody that works inside of ICE, but she works specifically in like the child exploitation department, tracking down pedos, breaking up pedo rings. Yeah. And what she kind of explained to me was that almost every pedophile started off as a mainstream addict of pornography.
That makes sense to me, that there's like some like avenue in regards to porn. They probably, it's a slippery slope for a lot of these people, you know, so they probably saw something like, oh, teenage role play something on porn, because they're like Pornhub had like a huge underage children problem, and so like it probably started off there. And then, like, one door led to another, and then that door led to, like, 3 other doors, and those 3 other doors led to, like, 28 other doors, right? And, the further you go down the rabbit hole, the more degenerate you get, and the more they try to, like, I guess, justify some of the kinks, like, some of their awakenings to being attracted to, like, children. And it leads to a pretty disgusting rabbit hole, so that does make sense to me.
I think we also need systems in place at the same time to monitor usage if it is getting hardcore. Yeah. So it's kind of a tightrope in every way. Like, how do you monitor escalation without infringing on people's digital rights?
And it sucks because like the people that are loudest about like getting help, like organizations that are anti-porn but like want to help people like stop being like addicted or whatever, a lot of them are just super like religious anti-porn, and they view it as like some evil thing rather than viewing it as like an industry. Like, and there's
I mean, it depends what kind of porn you engage in. You know, porn addiction's tough. I try not to watch porn, to be honest with you. There was probably a time where I did earlier this year, I'm not gonna lie. It was not as bad. My viewage of it is not as bad as I was in high school. I was fucking degenerate in high school. Like, it was bad in high school. Not so much now. Like, every once in a while, I'll probably dabble or look at stuff like that. You know, nowadays, it's just, like, you could scroll through Twitter, or you could scroll through, like, Instagram and find some shit. That's, like, you don't even have to go on, like, Pornhub. But, like, I stopped, like, going on Pornhub just, like, as a whole, just because, like, there's, like, a massive underage problem on Pornhub, and like they claim to have fixed it. I don't know if they really did, though. I think it's still kind of a problem there. That's why I stopped engaging with it, just because I don't really feel like, I don't want to be put in a situation where I fucking jork it to something and then find out, oh, they're not of age. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be put in that situation. So I think Pornhub is just a little bit too risky in that regard.
People that are working in this industry and are making a livelihood, and it's not all bad, but I feel like there's not really a balance of like, hey, here's this healthy outlet where people can go and get non-judgment, no sexual shame, but get like help if they feel like it's out of control. Because I think that as with any form of media, like your video game usage can get out of control, your porn usage can get out of control. And so I just think there's a lot of shame in it, and like a lot of guilt in people accepting that maybe they struggle with it. But
There's also a pipeline between gooners and hardcore misogynists. Like I said, a lot of it comes back to early exposure. Like almost all the manosphere dudes who like attribute pornography as one of the causes that has led to like societal breakdown themselves.
I feel like they're giving into societal breakdown. Like they're causing.
I mean, they have like tons of fucking OnlyFans models on their shows, and they berate and promote the shit out of them. So I don't really know if the people like Myron Gaines or Andrew Tate or even Donovan Sharp, who's not that relevant anymore, have any room to talk.
Societal breakdown.
Yeah. What's an ideal solution to ensure a more safe internet?
I wish it was easy. Like I wish that I had like some magical thing to say. I think that it starts at home really. Like I feel like my parents had me really young, but they like were really good at communicating with me like right and wrong on the internet. And I mean, it was, the early days, like I was born in 98. So, but I think that, yeah, like it starts at home and like not being afraid of sexual education and things like that. So kids aren't learning things from porn, because porn is not sexual education. Like
It's the worst sexual education there is.
Yeah, I would say so. It's definitely like, because it really fucks up your hormones a lot.
Exactly. And if someone is obsessing over porn and then they lose their virginity and it's like, that's just, they don't deserve that. Like they deserve like real sexual experiences, and porn is a form of entertainment. I consume porn. I think, whatever, I have my alone time. I think it's great, but I'm not looking to it as, oh, let me learn how to do this. Let me learn how to be intimate with a partner. It's completely different.
So you think...
Yeah, I think that's a generally well thought out take. Yeah, I don't really have much I could say to that. Yeah, it's... actually having a sexual experience with somebody is very different from porn. It's just not the same thing at all.
Parental oversight is the most important thing.
Yeah, and I know that not everyone has that privilege, not everyone has parents that are gonna look out for them like that, but I mean, I also just think like in America, I feel like sexual education is just hidden. Like I just feel like it's kind of like a taboo thing to talk about. Yeah. My parents are really chill. Like I'm from California. Like I didn't grow up thinking that strippers were bad or, like nothing like that. So
I mean, California, I would say, is generally a blue state. Obviously, there's going to be certain counties and areas that are a lot more conservative leaning, but, I would say for the most part, it's a pretty blue state across the board.
I want to make a documentary at some point, not about porn, but about like how parents can monitor their kids' digital habits better. Because right now too, have you heard of like sextortion and stuff like that?
With kids right now,
Yeah.
yes, because there's like this cult or something.
764.
Yeah, in the middle of the night I'm watching
Whoa, 6'7"?
weird ass
That's
YouTube
fucked up.
documentaries, and like I watched one about that recently.
And you saw that like the predators recruit vulnerable kids on Roblox and
Yes,
these like
and
innocent platforms.
I have a sibling who's 10, and it's really sad because he's such a smart kid, but he's like, I don't have any friends at school because I'm not allowed to play Roblox. And I was like, I probably shouldn't have said this, but I was like, I don't think their parents like them if they're letting them play Roblox.
Yeah.
Like,
No, it's true. And it all comes from like fatigue of like raising a kid is hard, especially
I
like,
don't know what that's like.
yeah,
so,
but I just remember like when I was a kid, my parents like had to play sports with me, play like my dad would play catch, my mom would do puzzles, and they'd take me to the museum.
Yeah.
And it was hard for them. I saw it wear them down.
Yeah.
So I can see why so many parents, especially with they have like 4 or 5 kids, they just throw them the iPad or the whatever the console and say like just go to your room, and it works.
Yeah, and parents can only do so much because like I feel like I was like a really lonely kid, so I looked for like community online kind of. I feel like sometimes I still do that, but I was on like websites like Gaia Online. Do you know what that is?
No, but I was on like Habbo Hotel.
Yeah, or like IMVU, ones like that. I shouldn't have been doing that when I was like 12 or whatever. So parents can only do so much, but I just think it's more like, teaching your kids right from wrong, really.
Yeah.
But Roblox is not good. Like, kids
Yeah.
should not be on Roblox. That is crazy.
They use every platform that kids are on. I've never plugged an actual book on this, whatever the show is, Channel 5. But there's this book I read on the plane called Dopamine Kids, which like is a guidebook for parents on how to withdraw their kids from technology, at least a little bit, like how to limit it and monitor it. And it like really is a step-by-step guide of like, here's how to keep your kids safe from just being addicted to screens in the first place. And I feel like it's all tied in together.
No, yeah, I think that's important. And like, I mean, did you see that apparently Cocomelon has the same effect on kids' brains as cocaine?
Really?
Because it changes the screen so often. So I don't know how fast it is, but it's like, every 0 point, like you watch it. I watched it because I was like, I need to fact check this. And I was like locked in, like what's going to happen next? Because it's changing the screen so frequently. So it's messing with the kid's brain as if it's like cocaine.
It makes sense.
That's that is an interesting phenomenon. I mean, I wouldn't know because I don't fucking consume Cocomelon content, but that is, I mean, I guess at a young age, like I don't know, like me growing up, it was a little bit strange because like I grew up watching like a lot of kid shows like Thomas the Tank Engine and stuff, and so like their screens, I mean, there were moments where it switched fast depending on if there was like tension between the characters in that show. But like ultimately, like it went by at a pretty, like the pacing was generally like perfect for what a little kid should be consuming. I don't know how they do it nowadays. I guess they still make them, and they probably have a bunch of new characters that I'm not familiar with because obviously I outgrew it, but still.
It's like, I mean, you see kids, when you take the iPad away from them, or I guess iPad's even now like an antiquated reference, whatever they're playing on, they have like withdrawal symptoms. Like,
no, I know, and I don't know, that worries me, especially because like I took a child development class, and like kids develop so much like in the first 5 years. Like, why the fuck are they watching Netflix or YouTube Shorts? What the fuck? They're watching AI Fruit.
And I'm watching AI Fruit.
And my friend over.
Oh my god, the fucking kids consuming AI slop, the worst of our nightmares.
There showed me AI Fruit. I was like 10,000 gallons, by the way.
Bro, like even like getting access to YouTube was like such a limited time for me when I was like 5 or 6, or even younger than that.
I'm consuming the stupidest shit known to man online all day.
Yeah, no, me too. Yeah, it's pretty bad, but I don't know. Yeah. Something about it. I feel like my brain is always thinking in overtime, so it's like maybe I do need my brain rot. Yeah. Wait, I have a question. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, of course.
Recently, the other day, I discovered that some people don't have internal monologue. Is that true? Have you heard anything about this?
I envy those people.
Do you have internal monologue?
It's going right now.
No, mine is insane. And so it's been disturbing me. Like, I can't stop asking every person I meet if they have internal monologue, because I can't imagine a world where I'm not talking out loud and then thinking like 20 different things.
Well, you probably have the mind of a writer.
I do like writing.
Yeah,
I'm working on a book.
Nice. What's it going to be about?
Loosely, about a girl who's like ages 18 to 20 in Southeast Texas, coming up in, the adult industry, stripping.
Is it a nonfiction book, memoir?
I want to have a little bit of creative freedom, so I'm not going to say that it's an autobiography or,
So you see Southeast Texas as like where your hustle really started?
For sure, yeah. Southeast, because I was a stripper at the Temptations Club in Beaumont.
And those are real
Interesting.
booty clubs.
Yeah.
Those are like...
You know what's interesting? I'm trying to think, because where I was, I remember it wasn't really a booty club.
Oh, I guess I'm just thinking of Port Arthur and shit.
Well, yeah, and Houston. Yeah. I didn't strip in Houston because I heard too many stories of girls getting kidnapped.
Yeah, it's just stripper work is very dodgy because there's a lot of really nasty people involved in owning stripping businesses. I've heard way too many horror stories, and maybe it's also the fact that I've seen way too many shows like Dexter season 7. There's a fucking whole Russian mafia that owns a stripper club, and then in fucking The Sopranos, Tony Soprano owns the fucking stripper club in Jersey, and he's part of the mafia. And there's tons of weird shit involved in stripping clubs or stripper clubs. It's just I don't know, makes me uncomfortable for sure.
Yeah, I would strip outside of Houston, but not
honestly, a shout out to people that actually do stripping work, because that is very you want to talk about dehumanizing work. Being a stripper is actually dehumanizing.
In Houston, what would happen back in 2017 is girls would meet at the club in Houston and be like, hey, you want to smoke in the car? And then they get in the car, and then their pimp would be driving. They just take them to Dallas. So I was like, I'm staying out of Houston. But Beaumont, I remember me and my friend went, and she used to strip to do you know who Frosty the Snowman is?
Yeah.
She killed it to him. But
which song? Bitch, Milwaukee, I need my bucks. Or is it Halfway Hose?
No, it was...
That's a different guy, actually.
Wait, what?
There's a song, Halfway Hose.
Oh, ain't no such thing as Halfway Hose. Yeah. No, so it was My Life Like a Movie. I don't know if it's called movie or what, but we get to this club though, and we're like, can we play rap or something? I don't know what.
Uh-oh.
And it's day shift, so they're like, no, we can't until after 4 p.m. So we're stripping classic rock. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then after 4 p.m. they said, okay, yeah, we'll play your rap music now. I was fucking dancing to Despacito.
They thought that was rap? What incarnation?
What incarnation is it?
That's
the
crazy.
first time that someone made it rain on me was to Despacito.
That's fucking insane.
Worst song ever.
Yeah, I
Actually,
know, and it's
Happy
burned
by
into my
Pharrell
brain.
is pretty bad.
Do you know the first time I ever took a dab? I've only done it once, and it knocked my ass out. But my mom called me. She was like, "If you're not home, you're not getting taquitos." And I was like, "I gotta get my ass home."
Oh, taquitos are fire.
Uh-oh. Taquitos, you don't want to miss those.
Oh, and I had a 97 Camaro.
That's an evil punishment from the mom, by the way.
The time it was so shitty. And I got in the car and I drove to Oildale. I parallel parked for the first time. And the whole time that I was driving, I hated that song, Happy. I was driving. That was the best song of my life. I was like,
So if I start smoking weed, you think
Oh, it's the whatchamacallit, the Pharrell Williams song? Yeah.
I'll fuck with it?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't smoke anymore.
Did your mom get the taquitos from 7-Eleven or she made them at home?
Oh, no. El Taquito.
El Taquito.
El
That's a person.
Taquito in Oildale.
Spot. It's a restaurant.
Yeah, El Taquito. Actually, El Taquito in Oildale, California was ranked the best Mexican spot in Bakersfield, and people were pissed about it because they're like, what the fuck, this is in Oildale, but it is the best, so.
Hell yes. Yeah. Oildale's not just Nazis at the skate park.
No.
And people yelling about trans people at the dive bar.
No, honestly, there's like, it's funny to like make jokes about it, but there's like a lot of really lovely people too.
Shout out to Oildale. Oildale hate will be blocked from the comment section.
Yeah.
What's that?
I'll be sure to leave a comment on this video and Mr. Andrew about the fucking Oildale hate or whatever.
Beautiful ass lake above.
Bro, I'm so fried. This reaction's been like very long. We have 2 minutes left though, so we're gonna finish it. But yeah, I'm very fried. this is definitely a long react, but this has been a good interview. I've really enjoyed this, you know, and I have a lot of respect for Lydia after seeing this. Like honestly, like again, every single interview that like Andrew Callahan does is always just like very engaging.
Oildale.
Sometimes I'm like so absorbed and I just don't really have commentary to give. I'm just like, holy shit, I'm absorbed.
Like elephant.
Like Isabella?
Isabella. No.
But I'm also fried simultaneously. You get it. You guys get it.
You know what I mean? It's nice up there, kind of.
Which one is it? Do you know? Like Ming?
Something up there. One of those fuckers.
I don't know. I live by Hella Lakes now and I love it.
You picked up the hella in the Bay Area.
I think I've always said Hella. I think that's always been.
Is there any
I think saying hella is definitely a West Coast thing. I picked up saying hella mainly, and the reason I picked up saying hella was because of Chloe from Life is Strange. If you guys know, you know. Like, Chloe from Life is Strange says hella a lot, and they are on, like, Arcadia Bay in Oregon, and that's by the West Coast, so that's very nice. God, Life is Strange is such a fucking fantastic game. It's so good. It's a shame what the franchise has become.
Oildale slang?
Any Oildale slang. No, Delians. If you're from Oildale, you're a Delian.
Oh, word?
Yeah, but no, nothing notable. If people are walking with their barefoot, like walking around, I'm usually like, oh, you're from Oildale, but
I feel like I asked a bunch of cool stuff.
hopefully I didn't yap too much.
No, is there anything you feel like I didn't ask or that you wanted to say?
No.
Message to the kids?
Listen to your parents and don't go on Roblox.
Message to
Yeah, that's based message. I agree with that.
the
The fact that Roblox hasn't done anything to protect kids on that fucking game is absolutely crazy to me.
gooners with conservative spouses and political positions?
If you enjoy porn, support sex workers. Yeah, the people that are making your porn. And maybe don't be so ashamed to say that you consume that content.
What's the most
Well, not everyone needs to know what I consume, Miss Lydia. I appreciate the sentiment, but prefer to keep that shit under wraps as much as I can, unless I'm making a joke or something, unless it's fitting.
ethical way?
Not everyone needs to know that I jork it to fucking BBW Charlie Cooper.
To consume porn?
Directly from creators, yeah, paying for it. Or even like sites like Pornhub. Every single person on there is verified and they get paid from views, which is why it's unfair.
I guess if that's true, then I guess that would mean that they would be 18 plus by default because they have to be verified, because a lot of people were posting so much underage shit on Pornhub. That was like a massive problem like years ago.
Fortunate that they're being like blocked out of all the states, because it's actually one of the only tube sites where everyone on there is verified. So
What's the bad
That's good. Okay, so it seems like Pornhub has gotten better. I don't know.
side
Maybe I was wrong about that.
of porn? Like, what should people avoid if they want to make sure that everyone's being treated fairly?
I mean, there's a lot of like sketchy OnlyFans agencies at this point. So like try to like, maybe if you can, seek out creators that are doing it ethically. I would say like tube sites are, it's like the Wild West, really. You don't really know what you're watching. You don't know if it was ethically made. You don't know if that person wants to be posted all over the internet, you know? So yeah.
Oh, revenge porn as well. That is a good point. I didn't even realize that like revenge porn could exist on some of these other sites as well. Yeah, that is a good point.
Maybe just avoid sketchy tube sites.
I've seen a couple like pretty famous porn stars who have kids now and have families asking retroactively for all the videos to be taken down. Do you support that?
Well, I think that some of that's like clickbait though, like because I've seen like stuff being like, oh, Riley Reid wants all of her stuff taken down.
I just saw it with Lana Rhodes.
I don't know if that's true because she like.
A few different videos. She was like crying about it on a podcast.
Oh, really? So it's like
yeah.
true. That's interesting because she's involved in an adult site now. But unfortunately, like I've kind of accepted, like I have a air of an acceptance where I'm out there forever and this is my digital footprint. So if I have kids one day or like get married. I don't think I'd want that public, like, but the porn's gonna, you know what I mean? Like, it's already out there.
It's kind of tough because like so many people have like downloads, and like even if you made porn like way back in the day, like early 2000s, mid 2000s, like they got CDs of that shit. They like it's out there. Like you're never going to be able to take that away. So like people are going to live their lives and they're going to be doing their own thing, and that'll be that, you know. It is what it is, right?
Well, at least now you have this non-pornographic interview out there.
Yeah, first one.
Well, thanks so much for your time. I really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you.
I hope that you and your dog stay safe out here on these streets.
Channel 5 live worldwide, Hollywood and Vine.
Fuck the authority, Channel 5 News.
Channel 55. We don't fuck with custers. And 5 is the best number.
Yeah, that was a very, very well done interview by Andrew Callahan. Andrew Callahan always makes very good stuff, and this was very engaging. I actually really respect Lydia a lot as a person. God bless. Hopefully she does well with her career going forward, and hopefully her life as a whole as well. I actually really enjoyed listening to her talk. Very engaging stuff.